All praise is due to Allah. Welcome, 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 family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We about to get it in. Welcome to your evening with the believers, bringing in the new year. We'll be starting shortly, family. Get that message. Minister spoke. Let me find this. I'll try to find it. Welcome, brothers and sisters, as you come on. Welcome. We will be starting shortly. Sister mom is my mother. Sister Margaret. What I saw. Brother Nas, I see you, brother. Stand by. Sister Tabitha, Assalamu alaikum. Happy New Year, Queen. Oh, man. I gotta find this. I have the ability to share, right, Brother Sabir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me see if I'm doing this. You hear that, Brother Sabir?
Yes, sir. Very well, in fact.
Everybody join in this melody. That's the only way we're gonna be free.
I don't own the rights to this music, y'all.
Everybody singing this sweet refrain. Sing this melody till it gets in your brain. Well, I'm talking to you, Muslim, Christian, and Hebrew. Here's the thing to do, we got to unite or else we are through. Everybody singing this sweet refrain. Sing this melody till it gets in your brain. Everybody singing this melody. That's the only way we're gonna be free. They're united in Ghana, Guinea, Mali, and Nigeria. All over Africa, the people are getting together. They're even uniting in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Angola. And Nkrumah's vision will light the world over from Cape to Cairo, one Africa. Everybody singing this sweet refrain. Sing this melody till it gets in your brain. Come on, do it tonight. Brothers and sisters, let us unite.
welcome, 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 brothers. Welcome, welcome. I'm your brother. Assalamu alaikum, Brother John Muhammad, bringing you into the second year, bringing in the new year with the believers. I'm honored to be your host today with my brother, the great brother Sabir Muhammad, Minister of Information in the Delaware Valley. Help me, Brother Sabir. We are going live around the world, brothers and sisters. We're here to bring in the new year, to share and to reflect on the new year. Brother Sabir, don't forget, when we go to the program, we will pin those who are speaking so that they'll be on the screen, if you can help me with that. So again, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. I'm your brother, Brother John Muhammad, here in the Delaware Valley, welcoming you to our second annual, bringing in the new year with the believers. We are blessed to be together again. We started this 365 years ago. We were in the throes of COVID, and we thought it not robbery to say, well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan tells us that we should bring in the new year in reflection and not in frivolity and foolishness. And so because we were sheltering in place, we said, well, let's come together and let's bring the new year in together. And so that's what we did last year. We had a wonderful program, and it kind of got past me this year. I'm literally just coming, I'm still in COVID protocol, just coming out of it. You know, some of us are getting bit by this COVID bug, but all praises due to Allah. Some of us, most of us have made it out, and you know, we're praying for the families of those who lost ones who became martyrs during this time. So we are back again for another. We have an exciting night, brothers and sisters. It's 10 o'clock. This is not New Year's Rockin' Eve with Dick Clark or Ryan Seacrest. We bringing in the new year with each other, family.
Come
and
on,
hey,
come on.
We ain't doing nothing anyway. We already home. Let's come together, and we're going to bring the new year in together. So we got a great lineup tonight. We'll be highlighting some believers. Just to let you all know shortly, we'll be starting our program highlighting some believers around our nation who are doing some great things. We're going to be hearing from them about what they're doing, because even in darkness, light is happening. In the midst of darkness, things grow in darkness. And so there's some great things going on in this darkness in America. So we'll be starting here, highlighting some believers who are doing some great work. Then we'll have our youth discussion. As you know, brothers and sisters, a youthless nation is a useless nation and a toothless nation. So we will be hearing from some of our youth who will be talking about the year in review as it relates to our youth. Then we'll have a reflection with my brother Corey and others. My brother Corey out of Willingboro, I see you, talking about the martyrs that we lost this year. So many have gone through my mind's family, you know, recovering from this COVID. I wasn't able to do my homework that I wanted to do to prepare. We lost some good soldiers this year. And just recently, Desmond Tutu and our brother Lionel out of Willingboro. So we'll be talking and reflections about that. Then we're going to segue into our marriage part. We'll be talking to some beautiful married couples surviving COVID. There's some couples didn't make it, y'all. Real talk, no cap. Some couples did not make it through COVID. So all praise due to Allah. For those that made it, we need to hear from you all tonight. Some jewels as to what you've done and how you made it through. Then we have a session called Farrakhan the Traveler. We'll be talking with some believers about the year in review with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. God willing, we will be hearing from Student Minister Rodney Muhammad. He will be coming on with us right around the midnight, and at 12 midnight, if it be the will of Allah, Minister Rodney will be bringing us in prayer, as we should bring the new year in. And for those of you that are technical, we know it's really not the new year. This is the Gregorian calendar, Pope Gregory and all that, you know, so-and-so.
Speak on it.
Get all
Speak
that.
on
We get
it.
all that. You got the Chinese New Year, the Asiatic world. If you want to go deep, we got the Asiatic calendar. We can do all that too. But suffice it to say, in the Western world, it is the new year. And some of you all celebrate it, so stop acting self-righteous. So we're going to bring in the year, and then we're going to open up the floor for reflection from you. what Islam has done for you. So please feel free to give a shout out in the chat. Where you from? Where you come? I know we all up on the East Coast coming through. I know we got people from the ATL, North Carolina, we family. We are believers. We are believers, the beloved of God. And so we should be having a great time. So it's been a minute, Brother Sabir, that I've been on Zoom, brother. It's been a minute, sir. I just hit the chat. How do I get rid of that chat screen?
Yeah,
Man,
you'll hit the actual chat again. Yeah.
I got it. Man, it's been a minute. So, brothers and sisters, even though this is just a regular program, if you don't mind, I would like to open up the night in prayer. If we can do that. So let us pray. Let's open up in prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Surely I'm being turned to thee, O Allah, striving to be upright, to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I'm not of the polytheists. Surely my prayer, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate has he in this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King, there is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I do confess my faults. So grant me protection against all my faults, for none can grant protection against faults but thee. And guide me unto the best of morals, for none can guide unto the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals. None can turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals but thee. O Allah, make Muhammad successful and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou had made Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful. And bless Muhammad and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou had blessed Abraham and the true followers of Abraham. Surely thou art praised and magnified in our midst forever. Ameen.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum, believers. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the second annual Bringing in the New Year with the Believers. I'm your brother, Brother John Muhammad, here in the Delaware Valley. We have on the wheels of steel in the technical department, my brother, the Minister of Information for the Delaware Valley, Brother Sabir. Before we even get started, my brother, I want to just thank you for all that you do in the cause of Islam. My brother Sabir put out so many emails sometime, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Just so many. He just be hit, wow. He got a family, growing family, but he does not use it as an excuse to do his job. So, Brother Sabir, I know you're in the back, brother. Give the believers a greetings for us, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, dearly beloved family. Happy New Year, Gregorian calendar New Year. I want to restate that sentiment, but also, of course, happy Savior's Day, family. We're about to walk into a new era, a new opportunity. Let us all be thankful, feel blessed. The fact that you're here is more than enough to say that you are a blessed people. May Allah continue to bless us all.
My brother don't want to talk too much, but brother, I thank Allah for you. And I thank Allah, this is our second year. Last year we were blessed to have our beloved minister at Muhammad Mosque number 35, student minister Robert Muhammad, bring us in prayer and reflection last year. This year, we pray that we have our student minister, our regional minister, student minister Rodney Muhammad, will be coming on to bring us in prayer at midnight. So that means next year, family, we're going up the chain. By the grace of Allah, we going big. We're going to ask the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, inshallah, next year to come on and bring us in prayer and reflection for 2023, if it be the will of Allah. So much has happened, Brother Sabir, as we get ready to start our program. We started out the new year, white folks tearing up the Capitol.
Come on.
Insurrection, and everybody getting a slap on the wrist. We had the Ahmaud Arbery trial. We had the trial, whatever his name, white boy that had the gun shooting up everything. He got off. Now he's on a world tour now. Being celebrated around the Rittenhouse, whatever his name is. Maxine, the Maxine lady who was with Jeffrey Epstein on the island.
Right.
Island of Dr. Moreau. She just got convicted. But I'll be interested to see how that play out.
Yeah, let's see how that plays out.
Then again, in our community, a lot of highlights. We lost some soldiers. Philadelphia had the highest record of murders on record, as well as women in Delaware and the major cities, brother. We were getting it in this year. But in the midst of that, some good was going on. The Nation of Islam, this Noah's Ark, staying afloat. Things were happening in our nation, some things. So we thank Allah. We want to start this portion, family, with showcasing and highlighting some believers that are doing some great things. Again, we are live via Facebook as well. So if you're viewing us on Facebook Live, welcome, family. Brother Sabir, as when we go to these segments, beloved, remember we wanted to pin so that when I look at my screen, it'll be those who are part of that discussion.
That's the intentions, Muhammad.
Okay, all praise due to Allah. So in this part, we're going to highlight some great believers. I think they are on the call with us. The Nation of Islam, we just be showing up and showing out, y'all. We got believers doing things. They don't necessarily have a title. They don't necessarily need a title. In fact about it, you really saw who was who in our nation during the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, those who had clout, those who had influence continued in their influence and service to the people. They didn't wait for the mosque to reopen. No, they was doing their thing. So we salute you, all those around our nation who just do what you do. Whether you have a title in the mosque or in the community or not, you are doing some good things. So today we're going to speak to our great, great sister from Muhammad Mosque number 25 in Newark, New Jersey, Sister Al-Nisa Muhammad. Her resume is impeccable. Born and raised, I believe, in the Nation of Islam, trained many, including my wife, in the Vanguard, has the Torchlight Academy, a school in Newark. She was on the board of education, I believe. She might be the mayor next if she don't stop. But she's doing some great things. Brother Mike J., my brother, up in the Lehigh Valley, the hills and caves of Pennsylvania. Praise
That's what
all
we're
praise to the Lehigh Valley. You know, black folk was in the Lehigh Valley.
Yes, sir.
There, brother.
Praise.
There.
Yeah.
And our sister Melody Muhammad from the Delaware Valley. Sister Melody, a shining star, always doing good work. So welcome. I got Sister Al-Nisa, Brother Mike J., and Sister Melody. If Brother Captain Andrew, my brother, captain of Mosque number 6 in Baltimore, is on. We're waiting for you too, my brother. I see my sister Al-Nisa. Sister Al-Nisa, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir. How are you?
I am fine, sister. Happy Savior's Day.
Happy Savior's Day. Happy blessed New Year.
Yes,
Praise
we
be
made
to
it, sis. Inshallah, we make it in 2 years or 2 hours. We'll be able to say we make it. I wanted to highlight you, sis, because you have been a pillar in Jersey and Newark in the Eastern region for years, sister, just doing what you do, whether you get accolades or not, you just do. And the children love you. You like John Madden to the Eastern region when it comes to just doing work and being part of our fabric. You don't realize it, but your work, you've been a part of the fabric of Islam in Newark, New Jersey. So tell the believing community and the world a little bit about you and the great work that you're doing in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. And I greet everyone in the mighty words of peace of Assalamu alaikum and a blessed New Year and a happy Savior's Day. So I first want to begin by thanking you, Brother John, for inviting me to come and share with everyone this evening my blessings for 2021 and allowing me to bring in this new year with the believers. There's nothing more blessed to do than that. A brief history of myself. Yes, sir. Born and raised in the Nation of Islam. I actually recited for my ex in 1991. So I've been working hard in the Nation of Islam ever since. I registered in the city of Boston because I was in college at Northeastern at the time. And I've been in Newark since 1996. I'm aging myself. And I've just been here working, doing the work and helping as much as I can. The city of Newark, the state of New Jersey. I am an elected member of Hillside Board of Ed here in New Jersey. founder and director of Torchlight Educational Academy, which is a kindergarten through 8th grade MUI affiliate school since 2006. So we've been working for the last 15 years of building scholars and just trying to have them master that which God had given them and bring it out to manifest it to their communities and to their families. And I'm just glad that you had, wanted to have me on to share whatever I can share. So I know you wanted me to speak about my year. So
yes, tell me how did you make it through? How did you make it through the COVID with the school, Queen? How did you handle it?
So a brief story. So we were, definitely live in March 2020. And when we follow all the directions we get from MUI. So when the minister asked MUI to go virtual, we literally went virtual that Monday. And we went Monday, March 16, 2020, graduated virtually and started our school year September 2020 virtual up until June 2021. And this year we are actually hybrid because we had a lot of believers that we have brought on from out of state. We have people now from Illinois, Chicago, St. Louis, Texas. So we are hybrid. Delaware now, officially Delaware as of January. Yes, sir. So we officially are hybrid. We have in-class students and we have virtual students. And we just have to find a way to service them all, and we don't want to leave anyone behind. So it works for us now. I thought it would be kind of difficult, and it was in the beginning, but we made it happen. So of course, after the year we all had in 2020, I was determined to go into 2021 with goals, and not the goals most of us make like every January, like resolutions. As a teacher, I teach by acronyms. So I went into 2021 with an acronym of goals. So G is being grateful, right? O is for optimistic because you don't know what's going to happen, right? A is being assured, and then L was for loyal, and S was for steadfastness. So it was so important for me that I was being grateful this year because a lot of loss occurred in 2020 and in 2021. And so my main focus would be just be grateful for whatever little things occurred. So the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that when one goes through life humble enough to be grateful for everything that God gives us, when you begin to feel down, if you start counting your blessings, you begin to see that you've been blessed with so much abundance, that this little disappointment, the fact that you can't have a school open or you can't teach live, or unfilled desire. We want to have a live graduation. We've never had a virtual graduation, right? So it should never alter your attitude of gratefulness. So we took every little thing and made it into a big thing. So we had a virtual graduation, but it was major. We made sure everybody did extra. We gave money out instead of certificates and trophies. So we took a little bit of things so the kids wouldn't see us disappointed, and we kept a joy in them because we kept a joy with us. So then we were optimistic. We didn't know what this pandemic was going to happen. We didn't know we would be able to open up in September. We didn't know if financially we'll keep afloat. So I was striving to always settle on the best part of the situation, right? And try to see the glasses always half full. I never wanted to see it as though we were not making it or it was not going to happen. And that kept us afloat. Like we actually had one of our best years financially with the school because a lot blesses the true believer. I believe that. So then when you look at the A, is to be assured. We removed all doubt, right? Like I know a lot of people shut down in March, schools with big buildings, it never opened. I was like, nope, let's make it happen. I've never been on a Zoom before March 2020. That whole weekend, that's what I did. I studied Zoom, figured out how it would happen. We were up and running in 3 days. So we moved down because we're God's, right? God's make it happen, but you got to make a step towards him and he'll let you have it all. So they built up our confidence that this can be done. We had staff that were older that couldn't make it happen. So myself and 2 other teachers, we just took over the whole thing until they were able to get acclimated to becoming Zoom teachers, and it made it work. And I don't believe our students lost any learning. They're still doing what they got to do, and they're being scholars. We didn't lose any of our students last year. When we were asked to go virtual this year, we had more students join on because the word is getting around that, they're doing what they can do with what little we have. And then the L is loyal, right? You got to know that our students are loyal and they're valuable and worthy. And if we treat them as a priority, then they'll believe they are one and they'll take education serious. Like I know a lot of schools, students weren't attending, they wasn't logging on, they were laying in the bed. No, you came in on uniform, face on the camera. We want to see you, want to see what's going on. If we didn't see you, we made some phone calls. It was no laying in the bed. I heard these stories of how students would just laying in the bed and the teacher would be talking to blackness. No, don't disrespect us. Get up, get in uniform, still wear. We have virtual uniform, polo shirt. We don't have to be in shirt and tie. Polo shirt, but it said T's virtual uniform. You were one of our scholars. You had to make sure that you represented as one. And that made us, when we was loyal to them, they became loyal to us and they did what we asked them to do. And then you have steadfastness for that S. So remain steadfast. And remember that after difficulty, because I told you in the beginning it was a little difficult, it comes ease. It's easy for us now. This means that we were kind of like spiritually grounded. We move when the minister say move. We do what he said do. We didn't say, no, we got to stay open. We can't adjust. We said we got to close down, but Allah still needs to teach these babies. And a steadfast person knows what they believe and cannot be tossed back and forth. And when you're tried by hard times, my key thing is to remain steadfast. So I wanted to leave the believers with my favorite quote from the messenger. And it says, a Muslim is nothing. He or she is nothing. He or she can achieve nothing, fulfill nothing without what? Working, right? If you are poor, work. If you are rich, continue working. If you are burdened with seemingly unfair responsibilities, work. If you are happy, keep right on working. Idleness gives room for doubt and fear. So if disappointment comes, work. If health is threatened, work. When faith is shaken, work. When dreams are shattered and hope seems dead, work. Work as if your life is in peril. Because in reality, it is nothing. We have learned nobody is promised tomorrow. So no matter what ails you, work. Work faithfully. Work with faith. Work for your mas. Work for your own. Work is the greatest remedy available for mental and physical afflictions. Work to improve self. Just work. People like my will tell you, I am a serial entrepreneur. I just keep going. No matter what's going on, I just got to keep working because I love this quote. And I think that's why Allah continues to bless the school and continues to let it be successful. So hold fast to that handle as Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us. That will never break off from us unless we break off from it. As the Holy Quran says, hold fast to the rope of Islam and be not disunited. Again, thank you, Brother John, for having me on here. And I hope my words will bless someone who is sitting here and helping us out and having a little bit of questioning. Just work. Allah got you. Praise be to Allah.
Brothers and sisters, those of you that just heard those words from our sister, how many of you think that what you heard is the truth and is good?
Praise be to Allah. Yes. Yes. Praise be to Allah.
So we thank Allah for you, Sister Anisha. Just
Thanks for having me.
And you found time. The people saw in you, because the minister said at a certain point, we will take advantage of the dissatisfaction in the community, and they voted you on the Board of Education because they trust you. You have an independent school, and they trusted you to be on the Board of Education for the babies in a public school that you don't need. That's heaven.
Praise be to Allah.
Right. Thank you, Sister
You're welcome.
Alisa. And give your great husband, Brother Sean.
I will. Yes, sir.
How long y'all been married?
25 years, sir. Praise be to Allah.
Time to renew. Time to renew your history.
How many children?
4 children. 4 children.
4. Allahu Akbar.
Yes,
Family,
sir.
thank you, Sister Anisha. We're going to segue, come down and take a little bit to our brother, our great brother, Mike J. Muhammad. This young, powerful brother comes from a family of believers, a family of faith. I've known this young brother since he was a baby junior FOI, growing in his Islam, doing it. And now our brother he's up in the Lehigh Valley.
Yes.
Not just farming physically, but he's fishing. He's a farmer and a fisherman
Praise be.
of the spiritual order. My brother Michael J. Muhammad from Mosque number 12, but he's now the newly formed Lehigh Valley student minister. Welcome to our program, Brother Michael J. Muhammad.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Dear Brother John, and I see all of my family on here. People I haven't seen in years. Some of the faces. Wow. Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you again.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it, my brother. We
Yes.
right to it. You've been rocking this year, 2021.
Yes,
Got a
sir.
study group up. Believers show me pictures of you. Are them on horses on your farm? Mr. Robert talking about you fell off the donkey or the horse. Yo, come on, talk to me, brother.
Yeah.
How'd you do it in 2021? Give it to me.
Wow. Well, first off, if I can, I got to open up and say in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. We thank Almighty God, Allah, for coming in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. We thank him for raising one from amongst us who we know is the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank the Mahdi in the Christ for raising that third one in the lineage of God, who is the Messiah in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In their holy and righteous name, I greet all who are listening, whether it's around the country or around the world, with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum once again. And now I can begin a little bit less nervous now that I came in those three great names. Well, brother, 2021, I have to say, up until just a couple of days ago, was absolutely phenomenal. And by Allah's permission, it's because when you get that which is yours and you have something of your own in this moment of time, those of us who are on the call, like Sister Melody, I know this might be a few others who have conquered land for themselves. It allowed the COVID to be not something of your realm of reality. And now we are understanding why it was such a push from the Messiah, such a push from the Christ on getting land. I was just watching 1974 Savior's Day, and he kept saying, get something of our own, get something of our own. And just so happened that happened to be the very last Savior's Day we would see him. And 2021 was a year that I was not, my wife, we didn't feel COVID like everyone else may have felt it. We didn't feel COVID even in 2020 like everyone may have felt it. And it's because of the fact we had a territory of our own that when we stepped out of our door, the world that was ours was disattached from the world that was of the enemy. So it inspired us to keep going after land, because then you started realizing this is like the highest realm of righteous monopoly. You want that for yourself. You want to keep getting it. You know that maybe, Baltic Street might not be so good for now, but it's still a place that everyone got to pass through. And you build yourself until you can have Broadway and make a whole lot more of income of those who pass through. So we kept going by Allah's permission, and we got this and went and, coupled with a couple of believers and got the hay farm for 16 acres, and then just got the deed by Allah's permission just a day ago for the 172 acres in Arizona. And praise be to Allah. Allahu Akbar. 172, sir.
But I want to buy 2 of them from you. We talk later.
Yes, sir. So, that's just that part. But up until just a couple of days ago, we had a death in the family that was very close. That just was a shock, but it's a teaching tool. Allah is always the best of planners, so we keep on pushing. But, what I could say, dear family, in this time, we must hold on to the light. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he taught us that anytime you see something in the universe spinning, there's something of light causing it to spin. So when you see something spinning, the earth is spinning. It does not spin on its axis by itself. It's the light that's in the core of the earth that's attracted to the light of the sun. So the sun is the greater light causing it to spin. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan also taught us, he said, it was a question raised, what fuels the sun? And he stated that inside the core of the sun, there is not rock like you would find in the core of the earth, which is the core of the earth is zinc and nickel and iron. He said the core of the sun, you won't find hard rock. You will find the mind and the will of Almighty God, Allah. So it's the will of Allah, the mind of Allah that keeps the sun bright. But then the sun is what keeps the earth spinning. But we are talking about a spiritual sun. So in 2021, I held fast to the sun, not the one I see every day walking out of my house, but knowing that the Messiah is in fact the sun. I had to look at him and feed off of him. He pulled out of me and my wife the nutrients of that which is hidden between in ourselves. We started to feel things that we never felt before. Things that he may have dropped the seed back in 1995 started coming up. All of the things that were just there that you didn't know that you could do, that we could do. He started, his light started to bring that out of us because we are in the midst of darkness. And when you're in a room, you come into a room, the first thing at the entryway is a switch. The switch is what puts on the light so that you can see before entering that which you want to come into. So we're entering a period of time where we know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is eternal door. So there must be a switch somewhere nearby in this darkness that we are coming out of. He's the light. We just got to hold fast in him, because 2022 is going to be worse than 2021, because we was verified that this year was worse than 2020. So we're going into those 7 years of tribulation and 7 years of hardship, but we're the believers. We're the children of God. So what I learned in this year, that I am in fact one of his, that we, the believers, are in fact one of his, because the number of the enemy's fatalities, we should not be including in the Nation of Islam. That's not our country. We have a separate territory of our own. China's fatalities of COVID and their death fatalities is not included in America's. 2 different territories, right? Russia is not included in ours. 2 different territories. Though we have a flag in this country, we are a territory in the spiritual sense of our own. So we look within the house and look at how much we have been protected. Yes, believers have gone, but in the ratio, in the comparison of what's happening in the country and around the world, we are very well favored by Allah. Because if our numbers was if we would be comparing ourselves to there, we might not have a nation at all to look into. We're not that big, but we haven't had much death. It's a lot in comparison to what we used to, but it's preparing us for the beauty of what's coming ahead. And I can't wait to get into 2022 to go deeper into the risk of the unknown, because the unknown is something I'm learning is verifying more of what Allah is for us. It was 2020 that verified there was a lot of unknowns. We didn't know nothing about the COVID, didn't know nothing about any of this, but we came through and we learned something that helped us in 2021. And now we see the new thing, Omicron and Delta and all this other stuff. I want to say it right, but to heck with all of that. We have a God, and he did not send down a pestilence from heaven to destroy his own children. We might get bit by it a little bit, but there's a blessing even in that. So my aunt is not here with us anymore, but she's teaching me from her transition. Yeah. And now I go into 22 more fearful of Allah in the right way, not fearful of him in the rejective way, but knowing that he's a real God and I can be touched. We can be touched. And what can keep me okay and content in mind if I'm touched is knowing that I did all I could in the sacrifice in his mission, that if I go, I hope I go as a Muslim. I hope I go in the mission. So the land was just something to show that he loved us. My land is your land. You heard that song? It's all of our land. Sister Melody. No, that's not no joke, man.
That's right. I'm coming. I'm coming.
You gotta come. We have to now understand that if we want to get the promised land, it may come in pieces. We may have a land over here, a land over there, a land over here, and then we'll put those lands together, and maybe we will be the new map of how we do trade and commerce with each other from different areas of places in this darkness. I may be doing trade with Sister Melody from where she's at, and she doing trade with me from where I'm at, and a new map in our nation is designed. We have to now know that this is our moment. This is our time. Yes, keep hold to the light. And that's, I really didn't want to say too much.
They've been trying to get me to I ain't stopping that, brother. Teach that word back, man.
Praise be to Allah.
Well, again, anybody, those of you who feel that what you heard is the truth now, and it's good for people, come on up and stand up, shake brother's hand. No, but this is what's going on in our brother Mike. I love you, brother. I love your spirit.
Love you.
Just look, the Lehigh Valley, under Student Minister Rodney, I know, brother, Great things is coming. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother. We love you. I know your mother's proud, your father's proud. You cut from that cloth of spirituality. Man, I continue to bless you and your wife. And I haven't gotten up there to get on that horse, brother.
Please
but I'm
come.
gonna get up there. I heard about it, and I'm not falling, brother. I'm gonna grab that rein, brother. All praise. Brother Mike J, we love you. Our brother, student minister Michael J. Muhammad from the Lehigh Valley. Thank you, sir. Keep on helping the minister and doing what you do. And again, from acres in Arizona, we got to talk about that.
I love you, sir.
Talk about baby Tola. We're going to segue to our beloved sister, Sister Melody Muhammad. I'm not asking you to come behind that fire, Sister Melody. Just be you. It's New Year's. Happy New Year. We just talk. We're just talking. But those two that just came before are ministers, and so are you. My sister, you've been working for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You were protocol in the Delaware Valley, Mosque number 12 for years. Now at Mosque number 35, doing some great things. I do want to share my screen because I have your information. You know, as you talk, you want me to share that screen at the same time, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have the floor. Talk to our community and the world about the good that you do, Sister Melody.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammad is his messenger. And I'd like to greet all the believers everywhere and agree in words of peace that is on this call today. And pray that you have a peaceful new year. Unfortunately, I just heard one of my girlfriend's son got killed. So I pray that everybody, you know, stay safe. So I'm really saddened to hear that, but I'm going to go bring our tone scale up. So March the 11th, right before we shut down and went into quarantine, I went back to North Carolina and I purchased 7 acres. And it was a giant step for me because March 11th was the day right before they said we was gonna, you know, really shut down everything. So in my thinking, I'm saying to myself, everything gonna shut down, and I'm making this step to go out and listen to the minister say buy land. And I, you know, listened to part 36 in the time and what must be done over and over and over again. So I was already convinced. I had bought one house down there, and I want to share my story a little bit because I know some people sometimes have a fear of the unknown and what to expect, because I never bought land before. I bought property. I've been involved in housing and doing property and stuff for some years, but I never bought land and didn't understand, you know, the different aspects of what it would take for me to acquire land. So I just want people to know it is going. For me, it took some sacrifices. Did I have to sell some fur coats? Yes, I did. Did I have to sell some diamonds? Yes, I did. Then I have to spend some of that money out my savings account? Yes, I did. Then I had to go into that 401? Yes, I did. So, excuse me, I had to do and make sacrifices to get that 7 acres that we was able to purchase in North Carolina. And I say we because in farming, I learned that you can't do nothing by yourself. So I learned that early on once we came back from Will Allen. That's a picture of him right there, who trained us. And thanks to all the believers throughout the whole nation. Excuse me?
No, go ahead, Quinn. That's somebody.
Okay. Yes. So thanks to the believers throughout the whole nation who sent the group of us to Will Allen for training, we came back and we haven't stopped since. I mean, many of us are still like really out there and doing a lot of things like Brother Gerald, Sister BJ, Brother Robert, and a lot of other people that went to that training with us. So throughout this year in 2021 during the pandemic, I was able to get that $600 at first, but I said, you know what? Allah is going to bless me to like tell them no for this money and not sit home and be able to learn. So what I did was I learned through this program that I was working with. They asked me to come. My mother actually got me the job. So you want to say. So I want to say working with other people to learn. So throughout this program that I'm doing with in the Delaware Valley, I wanted to share some terms with y'all that you will be learning, hopefully, if you do get land. One was the CSAs. So the CSAs got real big throughout the pandemic because we was providing food to different communities. So CSA is a community service agriculture. So we was able to provide food boxes to different people throughout the Delaware Valley on a weekly basis. So I was able to understand that process, how it worked, deliver the food, how to order the food, so on and so forth. So I was able to learn, of course, more in terms of planting on a commercial scale, because I was used to planting not on a commercial scale where we would sell to a farmer's market. So every week we had a farmer's market in the Delaware Valley as well. And we was able to, the farmer's market picture is up there, one of those pictures, but this right here is Will Allen. So we was able to do a farmer's market on a weekly basis. So now I have experience in doing the farmer's market. So this year I was able also to get certified as a 4-H leader. So a 4-H leader, they teach, children how to do different things related to horticulture and agriculture as well. So when I go to North Carolina also, I'm able to share that as well, my experience with the 4-H, and I'm certified. You have to get, of course, approved to work with children. You have to go through the criminal background test check and all of those things. So here's a picture of Edith Family Farms. That's my grandmother's name. I want to keep the longevity in our family and her life going. So this year we was able to do our first annual summer camp for children. So the believers throughout, I want to say the southern region, Atlanta, Chicago, all over came and supported this agriculture camp that we're going to do every year in July. So Brother Sabir helped me with this flyer, and that's going to be our flyer moving forward. So when you see it, you've seen it in the final call. Remember, in July, we do the camp for the children where we was teaching them how to put up tents. We taught them, of course, about different insects. We was teaching them, how to plant food. Another thing I did was learn how to work with children in the Junior Achievement Program. So the Junior Achievement Program is for teenagers, and that helps them become entrepreneurs. And thankful that in the middle here, that picture is the farmer's market. On the right-hand side, that's Jason Brown. He used to play in the NFL. We went to his farm this summer and we volunteered and helped him build some hoop houses, helped his family. On the left-hand side, that's one of the tents. We brought some farmers from Philadelphia area with us, and he helped his son put up the tent. And we did that on the land that I have in North Carolina. This little boy here in the picture, he loved insects. He's going to be, one of those geniuses learning and teaching us about insects and everything like that. So also, okay, the Junior Achievement Program here, we have one of the sisters in our region on the left-hand side. They had came up with a mint lemonade, and that's going to be one of the value-added products. Over here on the left, there are some children that, I'm teaching a program also at the after-school program and in the morning program where I'm able to teach them different aspects of farming, and they loving it. These children are so excited when I walk in and they say, Miss Melody, do we have you today? It really puts a smile on my face because I know that they are enjoying themselves. And 90% of the time, my goal is to get children outside. And I think outdoor learning is the key for everything right now, because with this COVID and everything going on, I think it's the safest way to go right now is outdoor learning. So right here, we had a group with the 4-H group. We had taught them how to make soap from scratch. So these is the teachings that we know. And this one, making soap, these programs allow me to bring the teachings to them. And I am really honored and happy to be able to do that because these children are learning. They learning about entrepreneurship. They learning how to take a product from the land and then turn it into a product that they can sell. And I know Dr. Ridgely's been talking about value-added products a lot more. Of course, my value-added product is my carrot cake. I thank Allah for it because throughout this whole pandemic, I have not stopped at all. I dropped my cakes off at the masjid. Of course, friendships in all walks of life, and be able to just leave it there. They cash at me and that's it. So here's another picture. I was able to go to another farm where these people here, what they do is they just farm just to harvest the seeds at the end of the season. And I mean, they are really, the seeds are so important, especially now, because you don't know what you get. And then of course, none of these seeds are GMO seeds. So we did that. I say visit farms with your children. Here is, we had got some garlic, of course, from our beloved minister's farm. And here I got the little children planting garlic. Garlic, of course, take 9 months to harvest and plant, but garlic is a shortage on garlic right now. And I just want y'all to know that garlic is important. So I'm gonna end up wrapping this up right now. If you want to get in touch with me, if any questions you have in reference to some of the things that I shared with you there, the children right there are harvesting sunflower seeds, and they will, you know, of course, plant them next year. So I'm happy, I'm excited, you know, throughout, again, this pandemic, it's been really beautiful for me to work with people and work with children in particular. So thank you, Brother John, for inviting me. And, you know, everybody have a peaceful new year. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Sister Melody, keep shining, Queen, and keep doing what you do in the cause of Islam, sis. You're definitely a star in our nation. And we think a lot of next year you'll continue to work, and that we'll cross connect as well. You know, we in the community in our own areas, but we got to find a way to be, you know, to come together sometime, because you do great work as well. Shout out to my sister Lorraine from Delaware, as always in the building as well, our pioneer. So we, brothers and sisters, it's 10:47 already. Time is flying. Again, I'm your brother, Brother John Muhammad. We're bringing in the new year with the believers, family. What else should we be doing? What else would you be doing? What else should you be doing? If not bringing it in reflection. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of super spreader events going on tonight. Everybody all up on each other, and watch how the COVID cases spike, you know, tomorrow and the day after next week. But our minister, he's wise, and we try to follow his guidance and to stay alive during this time. So at this time, family, is my brother student captain on from Baltimore? My brother, are you on, sir? Brother student captain Andrew. Okay, all praise due to Allah, no problem. We're gonna say, my brother's doing good work, family. You follow our brother on social media, Mosque number 6, they're getting it in every day in the streets during the pandemic. FOI, brothers in the community, they're making a difference. Not talking, but literally, brother captain is in the streets with the fruit and the community every week, and he's not playing. And our sister said, all praise due to Allah for your excellent work, Sister Melody. You are inspiring her. So all praise due to Allah. We want to segue to our young brothers and sisters in our nation, the mighty youth. We have highlighted in our short talk is our sister Nafisa Muhammad from Mosque number 25 in Newark, New Jersey. Our brother Anaz, ex-brother Josh, and brother Samir from Willingboro. Brother Nas and brother Josh are from Mosque number 12. My brothers, I see you on, brother Nas. Where you at, soldier? I see you, brother Nas. Brother Josh, are you on? The great brother Josh. Sister Nafisa is on. Where's the great sister Nafisa?
Yes, sir.
And brother Josh, where you at, brother Josh? Brother, is brother Samir on? Did he get on? Young brother Samir from Willingboro. All praise due to Allah. This is the future of our nation right here, family. Part of the Al Kabir squad, brother Josh and brother Anaz, and our great sister, Sister Nafisa. This is our youth of our nation. They are ready to take the reins for our nation. I wanted to give you all the greetings first of Assalamu alaikum, and just have a chat with you about how did you all, talk to me about youth, talk to me about your generation, how you all are dealing with this dark hour, this pandemic 2021. How has it been? What are your thoughts and reflections on this past year as it relates to youth? Sister Nafisa, we're gonna start with you, Queen, and then we'll go to my brother Josh and brother Anaz in that order. Sister Nafisa, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I pray that you're doing well. So I actually wanted to touch a little bit on the mental health of our people, both in the nation and outside of the nation. That's my background. I just graduated this May with my master's in clinical mental health counseling, um, and just opened a therapeutic business as well. And so I've had a lot of believers reach out to me in regards to receiving services because it's been such a struggle for them as it relates to what's going on in their own personal lives, but also not being in the mosque has impacted a lot of us. And some more than others. Of course, we know that a lot of us have lost family members or loved ones. And so it's been a huge struggle for a lot of us. And again, being apart from one another, not being able to interact in the way that we maybe used to in the past, has just kind of almost just been a compound of different issues. So I think something that's absolutely key is just trying our best to stay connected to one another. So again, even doing things like this, bringing in the new year with the believers is so important and so critical for us because it's so easy for us to not just fall astray, but get lost in all that's going on in the world, all that's going on in our own personal lives. I have so many people, again, both in the mosque and out the mosque, who are struggling with suicidal ideation and even attempts. I have people who are as young as 3 years old attempting suicide, 9 years old attempting suicide, 11 years old. And these are the type of individuals that I work with on a daily basis. And so it's made me extremely grateful for our teachings because it adds balance to that. And so something that I often say is that, a lot of us struggle with anxiety, a lot of us struggle with depression, excuse me. But if you look in the Quran, it says, when thou art free from anxiety, work hard and make thy Lord thy exclusive object. And I bring that scripture up a lot to us as believers because to me, that brought comfort knowing that, okay, Allah knows that we're struggling. He knows that we're going through anxiety. He knows that we're struggling with grief. Just like in our prayer, the first thing that says is, I seek refuge from anxiety and grief, because Allah knows what it is that we're going through. But if we lean on Him, if we lean on one another, we can get through those trials and tribulations that we're faced with. So I really do encourage all of us to just, I mean, it kind of sounds cliche, but it's so real to lean on Allah during these dark times, to lean on one another. I know that I've gone through things and it's nothing like the sisterhood. It's nothing like the Vanguard. It's nothing like the MGT. And they have held me in those times where I was struggling. So I'm so appreciative for my sisters and for our nation. And so I encourage everyone, again, the youth and the elders, whoever you are, to just please, don't take this for granted. Again, me growing up in the nation, I know it was very easy to be like, I'll come back to the nation a little bit later. But I think a lot that I'm here now and that I'm bringing in this New Year's with all of you. And so, again, I just encourage all of us to lean on Allah and lean on one another. And of course, if there's anything that I can do, I am 100% at your service. So I thank you all, and I pray that you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, walaikum salam, Sister Nafisa. Wow, you dealing with clinical health with our youth, that's powerful, and just dealing with elders. The Quran says this day will make people gray-headed, young people, and it's really happening. So thank you for being in the teachings and then coupling that with the science of mental health to being able to help our people. My brother, thank you again, sister. My brother Josh, can you unmute my brother? Brother Josh is trying to unmute. Brother Sabir, can we help my brother come off mute? You on, Brother Josh?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam, black man, part of that Al Kabir squad. Brother, 2021. Man, look, we had a Savers tour. What's on your mind about 2021 as it relates to you, the nation, the youth? What's on your mind, young soldier?
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his living and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is that divine warner, leader, God, the mercy in our midst today. I'd like to greet the mighty FOI and the MGT, my fellow believers with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Yes, sir. Really quickly, Brother John, I just wanted to thank you for letting me be one of the panelists here. I just wanted to read a scripture from the Holy Quran that kind of talks about the Savior's Torah and what we did in the DVR. And
Yes,
it's
sir.
from the 61st chapter of the Holy Quran, Surah Ayat 4. And it says, surely Allah loves those who fight in His way in ranks, as if they were a solid wall. And it goes on to say in Ayah 14 that those who believe be helpers in the cause of Allah. And as Jesus, son of Mary, said to the disciples, who are my helpers in the cause of Allah? The disciples said, we are helpers in the cause of Allah. So a party of the children believed and another party disbelieved. And then we aided those who believe against their enemy, and they became successful. And so as I thought about the title of this program, what better way is it to bring in the New Year's than with your fellow believers who are helpers in the cause of Allah with you? And so, as we know, there's some believers who didn't make it to this day that we are in now.
Sure.
But we know that what they stood for and the mission that they was behind, that it lives in us. And as fellow believers, we have a duty to carry out that mission until we ourselves are properly relieved from our post. And so going into 2022, with all that's going on, inflation, the vaccine, food shortages, natural disasters, it seems like death is all around us. But we are told in the Holy Quran to seek refuge in the Lord of the Dawn. And so if we seek refuge in the Lord of the Dawn, who is master over everything, then the believers don't have nothing to worry about. And so the believers, as the minister once says, is the beloved of God. And so that's all I wanted to say, brothers and sisters. Thank you again, Brother John, for this opportunity. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam, Brother Josh, and may Allah continue to bless you to grow, my brother, and keep feeding, man. The world is yours. You know, we seek refuge in Allah. The minister says, fear not, the future is ours. And you have that spirit. My brother Anaz, I was blessed to be with you, brother. Many who are on this program, brother Anaz, they don't know what the Savior's Tour was. I mean, you may want to share a little bit. What do we do? You got a background, a pick in the back. I think I'm in that pick. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, tell us about that Savior's Tour, brother, and you know how we brought little light into some darkness in some cities.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared to the person and Master Father Muhammad, who all holy praise do forever. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the risen and exalted Christ, and I further bear witness that the most honorable that the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah, leader, God in our midst today.
Right.
And I want to grant, and in those three names, I want to greet the mighty Afawah MGT, the believers of Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Reflecting on the Savior's Tour, beloved, it was a great experience. Since I'm a newly registered believer, received my X in July 16th.
2021?
Yeah, like I say that again.
It was 2021. You got your X in 2020.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What? Go ahead, soldier.
My X. Yes, sir.
Come on now.
To Allah.
Come on.
That my experience of the Savior's Tour, it was such an eye opener. It wasn't. It was like Sorry, beloved. I'm a little nervous right now.
All right.
Amongst
So like
the whole world is
now. Hey, the whole world
yes,
is watching, sir. It's okay.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. So it's a lot.
Well, me and you was rocking during the Savior's Tour. We went door to door a little bit, brother, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
You're amongst family right now, beloved. You're
yes,
amongst
sir.
nothing but family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reflecting on the Savior's Tour, like I said, it was a great experience. You know, 2021. Going into the New Year's, actually, I want to get more training and as going out to amongst our people.
Yes, sir.
When we was traveling to different cities, it was like going into other cities. It was just experiencing how all of the condition that we're in.
Yes, sir.
It's all the
Sure.
same, you know.
Sure. Didn't matter what city.
Different city, same condition, all of us in.
Yep.
And
What did you feel like what did you believe you were able to give, you know, being able to go on the tour and let the people see you amongst the men? What do you believe you gave to the community?
Good question, Saheed.
what I gave to the amongst the people,
Yes, sir.
basically my testimony, as coming into the nation, I was we call it lost found, and coming in, I was getting myself cleaned up with the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So just being an example and
Come on,
showing them that
there's a better way.
that there's more to life than just being on the corners and you know,
Sure.
just wasting time, just being out. Is more to life.
Brother Anas, I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't know you got your ex last. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He went with me door to door, and I was showing him the ropes. We ran right up on some Bloods, man, in a certain city, right in their driveway. We was dealing, brother. And showing, brother, you know, we don't fear. The more we talk to them brothers, they submitted. And brother, you're gonna remember, and I didn't know you were that new, but you keep training, brother. He was desirous of being on the line. You watch the growth that Allah give you, but I wanted to highlight you because he didn't have no fear coming on tonight. He didn't have no fears. I said, come on, brother, and holler at us. So quick question for the youth, for yourself and Nas, Josh, Sister Nafisa, quick question, y'all. You know, y'all young people, what's the hip hop album of the year 2021? Real quick. What's the hip hop album of the year?
Hip hop album of the year. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a real tough one. You know, a lot of the people in the industry, you know, they be putting out some garbage, but I gotta give it to my brother Kanye. You know, that album.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right.
I gotta give it to my brother Kanye.
Over Drake?
Of course.
I would have gave it to Cole. I'm gonna be honest. J. Cole
dropped too, man. J. Cole dropped too. You know, there was a couple out there, and brother, what do you think about that stampede, brother, at the rappers concert in Houston? What's the brother name?
Travis Scott.
The Travis Scott, brother. They
Man,
trying to shoot him.
Yeah, that was tragic. You can't really blame him for all the stuff that happened there because it's really on the parents as well. Knowing is one is COVID, two it's a lot of people and children should not be there at all.
Yeah.
But what happened to the people that lost their lives, it is very tragic, and I wish it could have been better for them. You know, they came out there to see Travis Scott. You know, come out there to have fun and enjoy his music. So it was very sad.
Yes, sir. Brother Josh, I see you just came on, brother. You know, your generation, hip hop is the new religion for y'all. You know, and Kanye and Drake and them are the new prophets. We got to use music. My generation, I'm very close with a few rappers. Me and Rakim are very close. When he comes to the eastern region, the Delaware Valley, I'm with him all the time. We got to be in their ear. Some kind of how we got to get y'all in the ear, these new rappers coming in, so you can help guide that music, man. Islam, and when it first started, helped to guide the hip hop, you know? And this generation, when they come to town, they should never come to y'all city and the youth ain't there backstage to meet them, to check them. You know, that's how we did it in the 90s and the 2000s. We in their ear, and so we became friends with them now. So certain hip hop artists, you know, we call them up, and they're mindful of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, so we need y'all to do the same thing with this new generation, all right? Because they need y'all. They really need y'all. So we thank Brother Nas. We thank you, Brother Josh. We thank you, Sister Nafisa, for just sharing and stay in your Islam.
Thank you, sir.
Stay strong and may Allah continue to bless you. We definitely love y'all. Whatever I can do, you know, I'm a phone call away. Thank you again. Brothers and sisters, it's 11 o'clock. We got an hour before the new year. Tell your family, friends, get on the phone, get on the Zoom with us. They ain't doing nothing. Ain't nothing going on. Ryan Seacrest ain't got nothing on the Muslims, y'all. We coming together with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I see my brother Marquis. I see young soldier out in that great Texas land, brother. Keep doing what you do out there, brother Marquis. I see you, soldier, another young soldier. We're gonna segue, family. We lost some soldiers, y'all, in 2021, as Brother Josh talked about. Brother Raheem, our brother from Muhammad's Kitchen. I'm just thinking, Brother Debro from Mosque 35. I know we lost Brother Debro. Just Bishop Desmond Tutu in South Africa. He's on the front cover of the Final Call newspaper. We lost DMX, you know. Sister Shirley Muhammad, Minister Don Muhammad, Minister Emeritus of Boston, Massachusetts. We lost his lovely wife. We lost so many. So, you know, let's take a moment of silence real quick, family, for all of those. We lost Brother Khalil out of Chicago, you know, old soldier. Let's just take a moment, Brother Sabir, a moment of silence to reflect on Allah and thank Allah for the lives of those we have lost in this pandemic, including our brother recently, Brother Lionel, out in Willingboro. Let's have a moment of silence. All praise due to Allah, family. We are going to segue in. I have my brother Corey on. Before we segue into our marriage portion, Brother Corey, my brother's on with his lovely wife, Sister Ada. I see y'all. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Corey, I know you were close to Brother Lionel from Willingboro. Just give the world, the community, man, your thoughts about our brother. Just reflect on him for a few minutes, brother, as we transition to our next discussion, brother. Because I know you were close with our brother Lionel. Give us some thoughts about the greatness of our brother.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad and raised that exalted Christ, Georgia-born black man, and Elijah Muhammad. And that divine reminder amongst us today, Messiah, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'd like to greet the believing family in the Arabic saying of Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Brother John, first, thank you for this beautiful program. I was not on last year, but I could feel the spirit from the believers. I could feel the spirit, the energy. It's just very inspiring to hear from the young to the business owners and just everything. So I applaud you and may Allah continue to bless you, family.
Yeah.
Brother Lionel was, you know, a dear brother to us in the Willingboro community, not just myself, but everybody. He was a great example of just looking past our minor defects with one another and enjoying and loving the believer in one another. His wife, Sister Daylin, who gave a beautiful testimony. She was not supposed to speak at the janazah, and made it very clear that she was a Christian and he was a Muslim. And Elijah Muhammad taught us a good Christian is a good Muslim, and a good Muslim is a good Christian. And she eloquated the point that even though there was differences, they made it happen. They made it work. It was very deep for me. So it was a reflection of what, you know, sometimes with differences amongst us that can sometimes tear us apart. Right. But they were able to overcome that. Our brother, I've been in for 5 years, and he's been a brother the whole transition. He's been making me focus and making sure that my eye was on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That brother is the type of brother who will call you all the time, there was not a moment he would say that, hey, brother, call me. And if I don't pick up, I'm going to call you back. And he meant that. He strived to check on all the believers.
Sure.
He called brothers who were not active. He always was reaching out to believers and friends of us in the community constantly. Our brother was just a great supporter of whatever gifts that we had. Me being very active, he was there. But he was not just there for me, he was there for every brother FOI in our community. Checking in. He also, not only did he check in, he tried to challenge us. He challenged us to be better FOI. He challenged us to see what we were studying. He wanted to bring the old school Nation of Islam training, but giving it to us still in a tactful way in 2021. Our brother also, before he had transitioned, we had a lot going on. He was the host of Watchmen of the Round Table. If you can go on to the page of Black Line News, you can see some of our brothers' work. We were, before COVID, we're getting different men from our community, not just we're stars. We were getting brothers and leaders in our community together. And Brother Lionel was the host. And he was hosting these conversations we were having with Black men. And the topics was always mental health. What is holding us back as Black men from coming together with one another and not supporting one another? So we would go into these conversations, and we went there. We went deep. We went into our triggers. We went into our trauma. And Brother Lionel was very good at mixing our teachings, not mixing, our foundation with our teachings, but talking and communicating with our brothers and sisters and meeting them on their playing field.
Yes, sir. I bear witness. I bear witness.
Yes, sir.
I'm a soldier with him a few times. I bear witness.
He was a behavioral clinic. He worked with kids, I believe, like really 10 and under, because he really wanted to work with the younger kids. Horrific stories. And he was just, our sister was on earlier talking about the human services. That's what Brother Lionel did on his 9 to 5. Our brother soldiered all the way to the end. At the beginning of the Savior's Day tour, he came out after knowing he had cancer and low energy and just battling. He said he didn't know no other way to be a soldier.
Sure. Wow. Wow.
Organized with the relationship. We have relationship clinic workshops going on. And even a week and a half before his passing, he was there at the workshop, relationships. Workshop. At the workshop.
He was at the workshop.
He was at the workshop, brother. Barely could walk. But basically, and he saw no other way.
Well, Brother Corey, I want to just thank you, brother, for being a brother. As we, because I could see, I wanted you to come on because sometimes we don't have the opportunity to share. I know you loved him and I know he loves you, and that's what the brotherhood is, man. And as you told me on the phone, man, we're going to continue his spirit. Those, his spirit never dies. He doesn't die because we carry him, with us. So, brother, I definitely want to thank you. And we're going to have opportunity to share more after we bring the New Year in prayer. So I want you to hold on and slide your camera over a little bit, brother, so we can see your other half.
Yes, yes.
I see Sister Ada. Walaikum salam. How long y'all been married?
We've been married for about 20 years.
How many?
20 years.
20 years? Oh, y'all, you got that much work in? Okay. Well, hold fast. I got another couple on. I got Brother Willie and Sister Shamira from Mosque number 35 in Wilmington, Delaware. We want to add their screen too. Brother Sabir, are you on, Brother Willie and Sister Shamira?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Right. And we got Brother Martin and the great assistant doctor, nurse practitioner, I think that's the name, Sister Valeria. Are you on separately, Sister Valeria and Brother Martin, or are you on together? Are they on?
Yes, sir, we're on.
I
All
can't.
praises due
Brother
to
Willie's
Allah.
video isn't on. I can't.
Brother
share
Willie,
it.
we got to put your video on, Brother Will, if you want it on. If you want it on. Are you
No,
able?
no, I don't want it on tonight. No, sir.
Man, listen. First of all, assalamu alaikum, family. I wanted to chat with y'all. We go back to Corey, and Sister Valeria has worked for Dr. Sophia Shabazz. So thank you, Sister Valeria, what you've done for the whole nation during this epidemic of COVID. When I had it last week, my wife, we're recovering. Great advice, great medical advice, always helping. Just thank you, Brother Martin. Thank you, sir. I wanted to highlight you all this part for the next 15 minutes about surviving COVID, marriages surviving COVID. Like, how'd you do it? A lot of couples didn't make it, man. They did not make it through the COVID. And just talk about marriage and COVID. I just want to lighten up. This is the light section. Don't drop nothing on the show. The world's watching. But don't drop nothing crazy on us. But talk to us about surviving COVID. What did you do, Brother Martin and Sister Valeria? How long have you been married, Brother Martin?
Same here, brother. 20 years.
20 years. Okay.
21. I'm sorry, 21.
All right, that's right. That's right. Brother Willie and Sister Shamir, how long have you been married?
14 years, sir.
Man, y'all got married the same day I did, brother. Hold on now.
Yeah.
August 17th, Marcus Garvey's birthday.
Yes, sir.
All praise due to Allah. So let's talk about it, Brother Martin. I guess we'll start with you and Sister Valeria. A lot of marriages didn't make it, Brother Martin. Sheltering in place, being home. My brother, how'd you all get through it? Talk to the world, talk to the community about it.
Well, I would like to say, first of all, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, thank Allah for Elijah Muhammad, and we also thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Brother, I do feel fortunate that we were able to make it through. Let me take this earbud off first of all.
Hello, my brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. You're clearer. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I feel fortunate that we were able to make it through with all that was going on around us. And I really don't feel like it required a lot of effort. I believe it's mainly because of us knowing each other, and it's because of us being blessed, in these teachings, as well as, just both of us having stable stability, in terms of the way we, earn our income and the way that we earn a living,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I know that plays a big part. A lot of people, when COVID hit, the world shut down. So some people, had to look for other means of income. Some people depended on unemployment. Some people just was out there, kind of just caught out there with nothing. So, as far as that goes, we were blessed because we never really stopped. Both of us are what they call essential workers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when everything shut down, we had to keep working.
Wow.
And they told the world that if you were exposed to it, you almost was sure to die, so that's the kind of mentality we was going to work with every day. Like any time we can get exposed to it and be out of here. And then we started, the more the truth started coming out about this disease, like it is in fact a definite killer. But, if you eat right, if you exercise, if you strengthen your immune system, you had a good chance, 97% chance of fighting it. And it's something how they still have so many people under this lie. You know, so many people still believing in the fact that, you know, if you don't take the vaccine, you might not make it. You know, when we are members of the Nation of Islam, proof that you can make it, you know, without taking the vaccine. And as a matter of fact, you can do better than what those who taking the vaccine are doing, you know, because they
That's
still
right.
get sick.
That's right.
You know, so, you know, but in terms of our marriage, you know, it brought us together closer. You know, a lot of believers, I mean, a lot of people, when we watch the news, you know, domestic relationships were taking a hit, you know, because husbands and wives were seeing each other more. So it was more arguments going on. It was more fighting. And we saw the murder rate amongst women go up this year. You know, husbands, you know, domestic relationships were taking a turn for the worse. And either the husband was murdering the wife or the wife was murdering the husband. And that's because a lot of us didn't have a foundation, you know, in our relationship. And we depended 100% on whatever, you know, our enemy provided for us. And when we stopped working and we sat around and we had to deal with each other more, we had to see each other more, you know, as a result, some of us realized that we didn't know ourselves. You know, that's why the first thing we taught is the knowledge of self, to learn ourselves, to learn our enemy, and to learn God, you know. And if you really go on a course of study to do that, you know, then you really, you know, you won't really go through a shock when, you know, when we do go through a shutdown such as we did in America. So I just feel fortunate to be a member of the Nation of Islam. So I'm gonna let my wife speak, and I thank you all for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Martin. Now we're gonna talk to the wife to see if all of what you said is the truth, brother. Sister Lee, you all right with him? You tolerated him this past year, sis?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right now. Trying to lay it on thick.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Queen, we hear you. Talk about how'd you get through, sis. You're a nurse practitioner. You're around a lot of COVID, but you got a family too. Like he said, y'all both were essential workers, so you all were working, y'all around all that stuff. What are some strategies you can give some couples, you know, to help get through?
One of the things we did, hold on one second. One of the things that I can say is, I'm on my husband's phone, so give me 1 second. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. We hear you well.
All right. So one of the things, us working, you know, it brought a lot of stress on both of us because, you know, COVID was all around us and people were just dropping and very sick. Our family was sick. But one of the things, because we had our study group, we had our study groups and different things together, that was like such a sweet spot. Like every Friday we were able, because I can't honestly say that we were able to get to study group prior to us shutting down, and we had our Zoom meeting. So as far as us just expressing the teachings and learning together, we were in this house together. We even had COVID together this time last year. We did everything together. It brought us closer together. It brought more creativity because I was so scared to eat anywhere but here. So, you know, we lost weight together. You know, we did a lot together. You know, that was one of our risk factors. That's something that I talked about the believers with, is lowering your risk factors and not being weighing properly and just taking that on this 20 months and exercising together in the morning. You know, it just brought us closer. That's my role. You know, that's my rock right there. That's my best friend, you know. So if anything, we didn't grow tired of being around each other, you know. So when we kind of went back out, I felt like someone took advantage of our space because we was just always here. And when he had to start working overtime again, I missed him, you know, because we were just always here together. When, you know, when we were both done working, there was no overtime. I was done by a certain time. I wasn't going to the office every day. So I think it was needed to shelter in place with your family and grow closer. You know, we go closer to our to our daughter, Najla, who's now 18. You know, she was in here with us with school, and it wasn't all fun, but we really got to learn each other. And I'm just grateful for the time and still the continued time to grow together in these teachings and know, even though we're both essential workers, knowing when to stop talking about our jobs and talk to each other about us, you know, and where the next part of our relationship is going to go the next 21 years, you know. So COVID has been really good for us because it grew us together.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
All right. Well, thank you, sis. First of all, thank you for what you do and helping our nation. Brother Martin as well. Thank you, our family. A great couple. 21 years, that's a long time.
Right.
It is.
Brother Martin. All praise to Allah, man. And I thank Allah for you too. And you know, we may next year be great for you all as well.
Yes,
I want to segue to my brother Corey and Sister Ada. I didn't know you was married 20 years, good brother. Sister Ada, hi, talk to me, Sister Ada. I know you may not talk much. Brother Corey is a soldier, always out, doing what he do. What are you doing? How you managing to keep it together during this pandemic, Sister Ada? Talk to the world and the community. Give some jewels from these struggling couples and wives who are ready to kill their husbands and poison their bean soup.
Excuse me. Wassalamualaikum family. Blessed Happy New Year.
Wow.
We're in terms of like Brother Corey and I, we've grown a lot. We've evolved to 20 years because we haven't always been in the nation. You know, we got our exits in 2016.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So we came in with trauma and triggers and just a lot of pain and stress. And once we got into the nation, we started learning about self-improvement and self-development and just self. And that was a major evolution for us because it helped us grow not only in our faith but also in our marriage and in our family. So we did struggle, but you know, we were blessed to have brothers and sisters in the nation that were able to help us in that journey. And Brother Lionel and his wife, Sister Daylin, were very, very, very integral part of that growth between Brother Corey and I. And
wow, that's beautiful.
Definitely a tough loss, but he and his wife will always be with us. Well, Brother Lionel will always be with us. And we want to continue his teaching in regards to relationships along with his wife, Sister Daylin, who, you know, taught us the importance of knowing what those triggers are, what the warning signs are in regards to knowing like when you've had enough and when it's time to move on, to stop to set the situation, and then to radically accept each other in a place where we're at. Right?
He don't got to be. You don't need his approval. You telling the truth.
She accepted before I did, Brother John.
hey, just like the minister. But you know what? I want to thank. So you all were married 15 years before you joined. Yes. You came in with traumas and hurts, and now the teachings are helping you to identify that and helping you to see each other better. That's beautiful. Brother Corey, real quick, sir. Anything about, brother, you know, surviving COVID as a married couple? Anything you want to add to brothers with?
No, I think she definitely hit the points. You know, communication is paramount, as well as environment. Surrounding yourself with like minds. those who are, you know, maybe in a journey that can help you and give you unbiased information. Sometimes our families and mothers, brothers and sisters, they like, you know, they got your back, but they might not be telling you and correcting you when you need to be corrected. So just informing yourself with the lines of people that can really look at, like, nah, soldier, tighten up.
Yes,
nah,
sir.
you know, tighten up. So that's what I would.
Praise be to Allah. Well, thank Allah for you, family. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing you two out together with my wife. So we're gonna set something up when things clear to have dinner together. You know, all praise due to Allah, because we have to strengthen each other and be a support for each other.
Yes,
And
sir.
have a brother like Nell and his wife almost like a mentor. That's key to helping with couples today. So thank you, Brother Corey and Sister Ada, out in Willingboro, New Jersey. We have our brother Willie X and Sister Shamir. They are both married, and they got their ex this year, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Been married for 16 years. So something like you, Brother Corey, they've been married 15, 16, get their ex. Now it's a new journey for them. The flyer that you saw that was put out was put together by Sister Shamir, so thank you. So let me hear from you, Brother Willie and Sister Shamir. How has this COVID sheltering in place, how have you gotten through this? What are your reflections on this past year, and how did you get through? Brother Willie?
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Thanks a lot, sir.
I would say we got through it. Well, first of all, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we got through it patiently, sir. You know, I know one thing about me, myself personally. You know, we got a little thing we say in New Orleans, you know, as far as calling our wives my old lady. So, you know, I like my old lady. You know what I'm saying? So,
Come on,
you
come
know,
on.
I don't have a problem being at home with her or her and my children, you know, or just even sometime, you know, when I might get off work and I don't really have too much I just want to really just sit down. We don't really have too much to say sometime, you know what I mean? You know, just sitting down, just, you know, just sitting down, being in each other company, you know, that's okay with me sometime. You know what I mean? You know, like y'all was saying, a lot of people, you know, was going pretty crazy being in the house or having to spend some time with their family, you know. But we didn't necessarily face that problem. You know, now I'm gonna say the most difficult thing we did have was trying to keep each other safe, you know, as far as, you know, going out, doing whatever we was doing. You know, every time you move, it's like you starting that clock over again. Okay, let me make sure I'm okay. Let me make sure she okay. Let me make sure the children okay. Nobody coughing, sneezing. Then I gotta go back out, or we go back out again. All right, just start another day over again. Now we gotta watch each other. So it was a little paranoia in the beginning of 2020. But you know, we kind of got, I'm gonna say, you know, we kind of got used to just trying to look out for each other. You know what I mean? And you know, that's kind of what we do. You know what I mean? As far as me and my family go, me even my children. You know, my girls are real observant. So you know, we kind of let each other know how we feel and what's going on. You know, what we need. If we need a little space, we need a little time. You know, we try and stay communicative with each other.
Right. Man, thank you. But Shamira, do you second that motion, sis?
Yes, I have to agree. We definitely worked on our communication a lot this year. We were working on it for a long time, but We got better at it this year, I would say. Like the other couples were saying, that self-improvement is very, very necessary, and especially when you're in the house with each other more than you're used to. You definitely got to work on yourself. You know, like we have, well, I know in the past, you know, we've had to where we like to blame each other, and it's like, you know what? No, let's work on ourselves and try to, you know, see what I'm doing or you see what you're doing, and try to get this communication together better. So I say it's been a blessing. You know, I know it's been tragic for a lot of people, and you know, it's been tragic for us too. But being able to work on ourselves and focus on ourselves, which helped us to focus on our marriage and how we can be better for each other. I would say that's been a good thing. That's been, you know, that's been happening for us this year.
Well, praise due to Allah. I want to thank you, Brother Willie and Sister Shamira. Again, both of them got their ex this year coming into the nation. You will be witnessing the growth of each other as you stay connected to Allah, His Messiah, and His Christ. I mean, you are growing right now. I'm witnessing Brother Willie's growth and Sister Shamira's growth, and it's just a joy. And we all we got. And so let's pull on each other. Let's lean on each other, you know, and allow blessings to get it through. And thank you for just staying together and being there, being an example for your children. So Brother Corey, the Ada, Brother Willie, Sister Shamir, Brother Martin, Sister Valeria, thank you for representing marriage and getting through it, the good and the bad, because it's for better or for worse. And we thank Allah for that peace in the new year. We're getting ready to bring in the new year, y'all. We started at 10 o'clock. We're rolling. I'm your brother, Brother John Muhammad, bringing in the new year with the believers. We hope to bring in the new year with our student minister, Rodney Muhammad, the Delaware Valley Regional Minister out of Philadelphia. Before he comes on, we want to segue to our last portion before the new year, family. We're going to bring in the new year in prayer at 12 o'clock and just open up the floor and just talk and have a discussion. I saw you on here, Sister Nia X. I see you, Brother Marquise. I see you, Brother Robert E. Brother James 3X. I see you, Black Man. Mike Z, Final Call Newspaper. I see you. Sister Tabitha, Mom, Sister Margaret, Sister Priscilla. Welcome, 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 welcome. We see you, Sister Donna, Sister Tara down in North Kakalaki, North Carolina, Sister Marva, and Brother Markland up in New Jersey, Brother Maurice, Sister Sonia. Assalamu alaikum, family. I want to bring to this discussion right now Farrakhan, the traveler, our great Brother Corey, First Officer at Muhammad's Mosque number 35, Student Minister Laman Muhammad, Mosque number 12, Brother Dow from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, on, and the Student Sister Captain of Muhammad Mosque number 25 in Newark, New Jersey, Sister Captain Renee Muhammad. Come off mute. Assalamu alaikum. I see Brother Corey, Sister Renee, come on off. Sister Captain, Brother Lamont, where you at? There you go. Brother Dow, where you at, Brother Dow? I thought I saw Brother Dow. It's Sister Renee. Yes, yes. Assalamu alaikum, family. This last portion discussed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this past year. He didn't speak a lot, but he spoke a lot. He didn't speak much, but he spoke a lot. He did a few janazas, he dropped some jewels, he spoke at the Nubian Leadership Circle, he spoke at the installation ceremony for Reverend Reginald W. Sharp of Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. Just wanted to hear from you as we get ready for the new year, your thoughts on the words, the instructions, the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this year. Now, all three of y'all are Baptist preachers in disguise, so I know y'all talk, but it's 11:40. We're gonna rock for 15 minutes until Student Minister Rodney comes on with us. And if he's not on with us, Brother Student Minister Lamont, as a student minister in Philadelphia, if you are my backup, my brother, so get your prayer ready for the world and the nation. If we don't have Student Minister Rodney, but I believe we will have him. Let's start with our student sister, Captain Renee, Muhammad Mosque number 25. Assalamu alaikum, Queen. Guiding the MGT in Newark, New Jersey, the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. What comes to your mind? What are your thoughts, guidance for the new year from this past year, Sister Renee?
Praise be to Allah. First of all, I'd like to say, start off in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. We thank Allah for his coming and intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. We thank him for the Mahdi, the eternal leader of the nation of Islam, the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank Allah for the Messiah, the divine reminder, warner, and mercy in our midst, the Jesus in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And in their names, I greet my family, my beautiful believing family, in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
First, Brother John, I just want to say it's just been really wonderful listening to everybody, just being amongst all of you all, believers I've met, some believers I've never met, but just listening to you all and how inspired I am tonight and going into the new year. All praises due to Allah. Briefly, Brother John, like you said, the minister said a lot, said a little bit, but said a lot. And I think what stands out to me is what is motivating me going into the new year as it pertains to the women in Islam and our lost our sisters as well. During it wasn't the installation, so it would have been the National Leadership Summit.
Right.
You know, I remember when the minister very passionately kind of admonished all of us on the call, or yeah, he was pretty much admonishing all of us about how much we love the enemy, you know, how much we trust the enemy. You know, he said, you trust the enemy. And it made me think about, you know, because in this pandemic, how many calls, how many phone calls, how many conferences we've had to have as either student laborers or myself individually, with believers or even with family and friends about this jab, this shot, you know, and how many are so willing to trust this enemy that has shown us for more than 400 years his true nature. And so, you know, student national captain Naima said something to us just recently. She spoke about how we're stepping up our efforts in 2022, that going after the women and girls through our 7 training units is going to be a global movement in 2022. And that's what it made me think about, because, you know, we have a very limited amount of time, in my humble opinion. This window of opportunity to bring more people the Lamb of God, in my humble opinion, is closing. And so we're going to step up our efforts to try and reach as many women and girls as we possibly can, to bring them to the messenger and help him in this mission of saving our people. And so I remember that standing out to me, because it just, I was surprised and then not surprised, but still in this day and time, with video cameras and recordings over and over and over again, showing us why we need to separate from this beast. And we still, you know, trust, because like he said like he admonished Pastor Sharp, and they start dangling stuff in front of our eyes, you know. I mean, first they was trying to bribe us, and now, you know, trying to force us. So that's what stood out to me. And inshallah, we will step up our efforts and get more women and girls over into these teachings. Praise be to Allah.
Thank you, sister, for what you do. Sister Nafisa Muhammad, who was on earlier, is her daughter. And so we're getting ready to bring in the new year, family. I just thank Allah, sis, for you and what you do for our nation, for our women and girls. The minister did say, he said, our sisters are suffering because we don't fully understand her value to us in that Nubian circle. Brother Student Minister Lamont, real quickly, as we see our Student Minister Rodney is on. So he's going to come on and bring us in prayer. Just your thoughts, my brother, on the minister's words. He talked about how the nations come and go, nations rise and fall, because there's something inherent in the rise and fall that tells that they are not a good example. So he talked about bringing a nation into perpetuity. Your thoughts on the minister this past year, and what sticks out for you from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and real quickly.
Well, first and foremost, assalamu alaikum to our beloved brothers and sisters. What sticks out to me is the divine unequaled guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it's very important, you know, he wrote a book called The Torchlight of America, Torchlight for America. And in that book, he told us everywhere that you see the United States of America, you can put the Nation of Islam. And it makes me reflect on our lessons. It says that the past history shows that Almighty Allah sends prophets and apostles to the people for the people's guide and example. And through them, his mystery was revealed. But this is the key portion. And those that follow the apostle will see the light.
Yes, sir.
So if you and I follow his guidance, while Satan is deceiving and manipulating the emotions of the masses of the people, using fear, which we've been taught is false evidence appearing real, to take this jab. If you and I hold fast, you and I will be successful. But again, whatever comes, because Almighty God, Allah says, and he have told us that Allah said to us in the Quran that we will be tried severely once or twice a year with fear, diminution of fruit, or loss of property. But it says for the believer to seek assistance through patience and prayer. So his guidance in a time of overspread darkness has been unequal. There's no greater man of God in the world. He is the light of the world, if you want to be quite frank. And his guidance is saving our life, and if we adhere to him. In closing, he said to us that if you stay with me, the two that back me will back you. He said, but the moment you walk away from me, Allah will walk away from you. So that's very plain and clear. I'm going to say that one more time. If you are connected to him, then the two that back him are connected to you. But if you walk away from him, then Allah going to walk away from you. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that if Allah left him for a fraction of a second, he would be a babbling fool. So that would behoove all of us to seek refuge and fly to Allah and the man of God in our midst and try to adhere to the best of our example, because he told us the death angel is in the house, and we bear witness that we don't lost a lot of brothers and sisters. So it would behoove us, you know, to try to get our act together.
Thank Allah for you, brothers, through the minister, and your health, the wife, the health of your wife. Challenging year for all of us, man. But you look well, brother. Continue helping the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. And you and Renee both covered the prophecy of the Holy Quran and Bible in a word. Okay, I love it. Brother Corey, let's see if you can do it, brother, because Student Minister Rodney's going to come on. My brother, just your reflections on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This year, our first officer in Muhammad Mosque, number 35. Your thoughts, good brother. Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Lamont, give the greetings to your wife as well.
I definitely
your wife, brother Corey, sister Tashawana. Your thoughts, Brother Corey, as we segue to Student Minister Rodney.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Brother John, for giving me this opportunity to come before the believers. Bear with me, I'm still recovering from COVID. I got little shakes right now. I'm getting a little jittery, still suffering from anxiety. But one of the things I learned from the minister this past year, one to the leadership conference, he talked about there's two things that the enemy don't want us to have. One is unity among us, and then organization. And then he asks a question. He says, how do we feel about one another, given the fact that we have no resolution of internal conflict? Then he asked, he said, we got to learn how to love. Number one, or first, love the Creator, who gives us the capacity to master what he created. And then we have to love ourselves, or love of self, love one another. And that golden rule principle, doing unto others as we would want done unto us. He said, we have to get out of our own way. This is for us to have an independent nation. He says, we got to stop ego tripping, and then the desire to be the boss. Nobody can outbeat us at being us. So why are we desiring to be other people? You know what I mean? because nobody can beat us at being us. So we need to learn how to be ourselves. Those are the things that stood out of me, or the leadership conference that he did in April. With the installation of Reverend Sharp, he talked about things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught him. He said that there are 3 principles you got to look out for in order to be a good or a great minister. He said, number 1, the enticing beauty of women. Number 2, the lust for a filthy lucre. And then he expounded on what lucre was, meaning the riches received and gotten by unclean means. Because people may give you stuff, but they may only give it to you for controlled purposes. So you have to be on the lookout for that. And then he said number 3 was watch out for poverty. So he said Allah may try you in poverty, but watch out for. He said those are the great trials of ministers. He also talked about, and basically when I was looking at this, I was looking at it from the perspective that he's giving instructions for leadership. Instructions for being, or for how to be a good shepherd over God's people, making true followers of Christ. But in order to be a good follower, you have to lead by example. He said, love of God with all your heart and mind, love of your brother, and then said, let love of God guide the words coming out of your mouth. That way you're not speaking in vain talk. You're only speaking with that which, God wants the people to know.
Can you say that one more time? Let the love of God.
Let the love of God guide the words coming out of your mouth.
Guide the words that are coming out of your mouth. Okay, but I wanted to put a pin there. Thank you, brother, because it's 11:53.
Yes, sir.
Brother, those jewels you just dropped was pregnant. I don't even remember that. I remember that part. Thank you, brother, because that's real. That's really real, Brother Corey. Thank you, Sister Renee, Sister Captain Renee, for the Student Islam. Thank you all so much. Thank all of you all. These 2 hours have went quick. All 3 of you all have gave some pregnant jewels for the year. We pray that everyone is listening, got jewels from Brother Corey and Sister Renee. Brother Lamont, thank you so much. We're not done. We're going to, after we come in prayer, we're going to open up the floor to what Islam has done for us. But right now, I want to segue to our student regional minister of the Delaware Valley, our beloved student minister, Rodney Muhammad, who has been the student regional minister, resident minister in Mosque number 12 in Philadelphia for quite so many years, I believe for nearly 30 years. Our beloved brother, I thought I saw him, Brother Sabir. Do we have him on?
Yes, I'm on. I'm on, brother. Walaikum salam. How are you all?
We are fine, sir. We wanted to hear from you first. Well, reflections before the clock strikes 12. When it strikes, I will stop you to bring us in prayer, and then you continue your thoughts. But thank you for what you do for the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and for our region and for the nation and the community at large. Your thoughts, good brother, on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan year, whatever you want to deal with, brother, for the next 6 minutes.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, in the name of his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and in the name of their Messiah to us today, their student, servant, and apostle, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I greet us all with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you, Brother John, for having not just me on, but those jewels I heard. I was just having a good time, just listening. I don't mind just, we say a prayer together, but as I reflect from some of the meetings we had with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and of course, the Holy Quran is a book of people who pay attention to signs, of people who reflect, and of people who ponder. People that don't do that. And to reflect means to think deeply and more carefully about things, especially when you're about to make a decision, to ponder is to give careful consideration. We have lost so many good soldiers in my 40 years of being in the Nation of Islam that I never would have thought would have turned the direction that they turned, but it came at a critical time in their labor and in their journey of faith where there was not careful consideration. We're about to enter something else. And the minister said, Satan is like a retrovirus sitting up in us, just waiting for opportunity for people who are not strong in Allah. And I can tell you now, if I haven't learned nothing else in the nation, everybody looks good when they grade in their own paper. But it doesn't count until the teacher looks you over and tells us who you really are, because the minister said you cannot see Allah's creation without his help. You can't see it properly. So if you look in the mirror and know you didn't create yourself, but he's your creator, then you really can't see yourself without his help. So I love what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, has us on. I think Brother Lamont hit on something. I've been concerned about the stirring up of fear, particularly inside the house, because fear, the number one thing that holds us back, it'll send our little population into a panic. We have guidance that has not failed us in this period. We have protection that has not failed us in this period. And so I am thankful to Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his address that we're going to be feeding off of for many years to come. And that's the criterion there at the farm. I wanted to say something else too, is that he talked about people purifying, which shows us that there's still a need for us to work on ourselves. And when I say work on ourselves, our work is really turning our minds to Allah. The hardest labor we'll ever engage is to hold on to a truth when the whole world is practicing contrary to that truth. Right now, we know that it's going to be an ugly outcome on the vaccines, but the vaccines are being pushed daily, 24/7, and it makes us look bizarre, and they like to categorize us in some conspiracy cult. But soon you will learn. I'm sure that Noah was called a conspiracy cultist, and I'm sure that Lot was called that. But when the death angels entered Sodom, and you can't say only the spiritual eye. I disagree with the Islamic scholars that only with the spiritual eye can you see the angels, because those people weren't spiritual and they saw them. And they were men, and they wanted those men, and they blinded them and sent fire and brimstone. Nothing has grown there since. In the time of Noah, filled with violence, and that's all we're reading about in the papers on a daily basis throughout the metropolises of America, notwithstanding that Allah is sending his judgment on the land in a consistent way. I'm going to stop now so we don't miss the prayer time.
Brother Minister Rodney, can you bring us in the new year with us, with a prayer for us in the community and the world at large that is listening, and then we will go right back to your powerful words.
Yes, sir. Are we ready?
Yes, sir. Well, it's right before 12, so while you will be praying, it will be 12.
All praises due to Allah. O Allah, guide us among those whom thou hast guided aright, and preserve us among those whom thou hast preserved, and befriend us among those whom thou hast befriended, and bless us in whatsoever thou would grant us, and deliver us from the evil of what thou hast judged. For surely thou judgest, and none judgeth beside thee, and he whom thou befriends is not disgraced. Glory and praise belongs to thee, O Allah. Blessed and exalted art thou above all that they associate with thee. O Allah, have mercy on us, we pray. We seek thy refuge and we seek thy protection. O Allah, we seek thy refuge and thy protection from our shortcomings, our faults, and our ills. We seek thy refuge from envy and jealousy, hypocrisy and vanity, which may live within us. O Allah, strike from us any disease and preserve us among the righteous. Place us and keep us among the foremost, and help your great servant today. Ever guide him on the straight path. Strengthen his heart with unshakable courage. Crown him with undying wisdom. Be his shield and his protector. Watch over us, the believers. Instill in us a love for our own self and kind. Strengthen us in our belief and faith. Bless us in our studies, that we may put in perpetual flight thine enemies and the enemies of thy truth. We ask these things, Allah, in the name of your exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We ask these things in the name of your servant, your student and apostle, the Messiah today, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We pray, Allah, that you will strengthen us in 2022 to be incredibly better than we were in 2021. Help us as America unravels, and help us not to unravel, putting fear in the place of our faith. We pray these things, Allah, to you in earnest. Amen.
All praises due to Allah, Brother Minister. Thank you for those words. Happy New Year to all as we continue bringing in the
Happy
New Year,
man. Happy New Year.
Brother Minister,
I tell you, Brother
words.
John, I remember when you were the student minister of Asbury Park. We had a wonderful meeting there. I think Ben Shaver, we were getting ready for the Million Man March.
Yes, sir.
And we had such a wonderful time in Asbury Park, and I hope, you know, they're still up and going. I always thought you were fantastic there. And so we love having you here in the region with us. And I pray that Allah will bless you in 2022 and beyond. I just wanted to say one last thing about a test that will start in the ministry class, and it will spread through the nation. Offense. The minister said some people are already offended that he's going to get arrested. The minister said some people are already offended, see that he'll be gone. There are many things that offend us, but one of the things that I remember that keeps you and helps you to overcome offense, he said, it says, you have to love the truth more than you love being right. And that's what I want to leave us with tonight, or as we come into the new year. You got to love the truth more than you love being right. Everybody wants to be right. And you'll argue somebody down because you're focused on being right, and there's no ear open for truth. That is one of the things that's sentencing this kingdom to its death. And don't think the devil, Satan, is finished with us. His desire now is to take us with him. He already knows his days are numbered. He's very disappointed about that. Yes, and all he has to do is make us disappointed, and then just look at your thoughts when you're disappointed and your thoughts when you're not disappointed. It's as simple as that. And the mindset that gets fed the most is the one that wins. It ain't about you smarter than this and you can overlook that. You're not that smart. I'm not that smart. But if we feed the right thing, it'll grow stronger than the wrong thing. And so, you know, I just say to us, you know, be careful in this time. The Quran says, surely, you know, we have revealed this for those who ponder, those who reflect, those, surely it is a sign to those that reflect and ponder. So the new world, the minister said, it will be populated by people who are careful how they think, careful how they act, and careful what they eat. Those are the three things that will mark the new citizen and the new world. So the process has already begun. People say, well, when is the war of Armageddon? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it started the day that real truth clashed with falsehood. So we've been in the war for some time at a spiritual level, But when people begin to slander you, as the 130-page report from the ADL comes out against the nation, and it's slander because it's a lie. And diablos, the Greek diablos means accuser and slanderer. Devil doesn't mean just one who does evil. He's an accuser and a slanderer. Everything he accuses our people of, he has done. You guys murder each other. You all murdered each other. I grew up watching cowboys and Indians and fights in saloons. And, you watch the thing just to see everybody start fighting in the saloon, busting tables over people, hanging people, raping people. We had 100 towns. They looted those towns. They stole our possessions, burned it down, 100 towns, then turn around and call us the rioters and tell us we tear up our own community. Everything he accuses us of, he has done to us. So we got to be careful. The Negro's mind is given to great excitement. He's running around saying things and everything. And the believer is left trying to process these things, but you got to stay close to Allah's word now. He gives us a clear picture of what we're in. He gives us a clear identification of who and what kind of being we're dealing with. And so I thank you all, brother, for this time, just to talk with you all for this year coming in. I still feel it's something exciting, but the closer we are to the goal, the greater the difficulty factor. It intensifies. It's going to do everything to shake us from this. I'm only where I am, not because of brilliance, not because of spiritual endowment. I'm where I am because I just stayed in the process. I just didn't leave the house. I didn't walk away for 4 or 5 years and then come back. And I don't begrudge anybody that came back. At least you saw enough light to get back. But I'm saying staying in the process is what the minister begged us to do. And I, with the help of Allah, I will do that until I'm wrapped up in the earth. Thank you all. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Alaikum salam, brother student minister. You are loved by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You are loved by our nation. You are loved by our region. We thank Allah for your service, and we love you. And the believers
yes, sir, I love you too. And you gotta learn. You gotta learn to love.
Yes.
A lot of people talk that stuff, but you really gotta learn to love, because when you talk to the average Black person in the nation or out of the nation, their greatest point of contention is another Black person. It's not even the white man that has done all this. That's faulty in our thinking right there. That shows you something has gone wrong with the screws of the brain, where the cells were made to think right. When they did that to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he got mad and he came to the messenger's table to confront the people that were thinking wrong about him, speaking wrong about him, and acting wrong toward him. And he said, look, if I'm a hypocrite, let me manifest my hypocrisy. But don't you just be sitting up here thinking that I'm one and that, and I haven't manifested nothing. So it tells you people can think wrong about anybody, and have the wrong picture. And hell, anybody that's fighting for their spiritual life, now you got to come to Farrakhan to get a drink. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Student minister Rodney Muhammad of Mosque number 12, bringing in the new year. All praise is due to Allah, brothers and sisters. What better? We not in Times Square. We not downtown Broad Street, Philly acting up. We not over on Haddon Avenue in Camden. We not on Beverly Ranconkers Boulevard and Willingboro. We're not on Martin Luther King Avenue Stupid in Atlantic City. We're not on Market Street in Wilmington, Delaware. We're not down in Charlotte and Raleigh, North Carolina acting crazy. We on a Zoom call at home, bringing in the new year with the believers. I see you, Brother Jessel. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Happy New Year to you. The floor is open. We had a full program, brothers and sisters. If you came on at 10 o'clock, we heard from Sister Al-Nisa Muhammad out of Newark, Sister Melody Muhammad in Mosque 35. We heard from Mike J., student minister, the Lehigh Valley. We had believer highlights. We had a youth discussion with Sister Nafisa Muhammad at Mosque number 25. Philly, Brother Josh X in Philly, and we have reflections on Brother Lionel, great reflections from Brother Corey X out in Willingboro, New Jersey. We even talked to married couples about surviving COVID. Brother Corey X and Sister Ada X in Willingboro, Brother Martin Muhammad, Sister Valeria Muhammad in Wilmington, Delaware, and Brother who both got their X last year, this past year, Wilmington, Delaware, and we heard a deep, deep jewels from Sister Captain Renee Muhammad, Mosque number 25, Brother Corey Muhammad, First Officer in Mosque number 35 in Wilmington, and Student Minister Lamont in Philly. And we capped it off with a great prayer and the wisdom of Student Minister Rodney Muhammad. I'm trying to write jewels. He just kept on. I'm trying to write. He just kept on them jewels. So we think a lot of this is recorded. We can go back. But right now, family, again, the floor is open. We don't have Mariah Carey to sing nothing. We ain't got Mary J. Blige. We ain't got none of that. We're going to sing. We're going to talk as Muslims. So, Brother Sabir, I got my water, brother. That's all I got this year. I ain't got no non-alcoholic cider. Happy New Year, Brother Samir. May Allah bless you and your family. Brother Corey, get better, my brother. We both had COVID at the same time. We get better. Brother Christopher Muhammad, keep him in prayer. Our brother Moss, number 12, he coming back strong. See those pictures, Brother Lamont. Thank you for your work with Brother Christopher. But for those of you that are on the line, if you want to talk, the floor is open, Brother Sabir. I don't know how we want to do it, what Islam has done, what Islam is doing for you. If you want to share, Brother James 3X, Sister Nia X, Brother Jessel, Brother Marquis out in Texas.
Come on.
Brother, drop a jewel for us if you want, if you desire. Mike Z, come on, Mike Z, I see you. That's Student Minister Robert. I see a Robert. I don't know if that's Student Minister Robert. But drop a jewel for us, sir. Sister Margaret, Mom, Sister Priscilla, Sister Marva, I see you, Sister Tara, North Carolina. I see you, Nori, Sister Donna Bradley, I see you all. Let's go. The floor's open. Brother James 3X, go ahead, my brother.
Go ahead, brother. Oh, wait. I think he's,
I'm here. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Brother James just got his ex a few weeks ago, black man.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year, brother. Come on, talk to us.
Happy New Year. It's an honor to be, hold on real quick. It's an honor to be around everyone right now. All praise is due to Allah. I bear witness that there is no God but thee, Allah. He came to us in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. I also bear witness to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, being his most loyal servant and apostle, as well as the honorable Louis Farrakhan, being a divine warner and guide in our midst. Well, so far, I got my ex going on. I think it's been 2 weeks now.
Sir.
I think it's been 2 weeks. Yes, sir. I want to thank you, Brother John, because you've been in my corner since day one. And I've been, since 2019, I've been studying. And I took advantage of COVID when everybody else was inside, doing their thing. I was inside studying. I picked up a message to the black man from one of the sisters who's actually in the nation. She is a childhood friend of mine, and the words she gave me inspired me enough to do my studying, and, Allah is my witness. He guided me this far. I had some trials and tribulations. As you know, Brother John, I just came back from Louisiana. I had some things down there I needed to take care of in order for me to continue on this journey. But it's an honor to be in the presence of the brothers and the sisters, just to hear your testimonies on your marriages, blessings to each and every one of you. I unfortunately have not been blessed in that category yet. But you guys inspire me, and I see that there's going to be some hope for me. But Islam so far it's been the way of life for me for a while before I even understood what Islam was. I don't know if you guys can hear me. They got fireworks going off like crazy around here.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you,
fine.
black man.
We hear you fine.
All right. But I apologize for my face. I need to clean up. But yes, man, there's just so much that I've been learning and I've been blessed to encounter. And I'm steadily trying to be in the mosque and part of the fruit now. So blessings and praise be to Allah for that. I'm just honored right now. As I spoke with Brother John and the student minister Robert Muhammad, like I'm at appalled right now of just where I'm at in life, and I know it's not over for me. It's just the beginning. I can tell that this is going to be a beautiful journey for me. So I just hope to be a part of each and every one of your lives somehow, some way, because so far you guys have touched me with your testimonies in a little bit with Brother Corey Muhammad, I think it was, on talking on our brother who just passed away from COVID. Back with the Creator, and I don't ever see this as an ending when we pass away no more. I learned so much, and it's just an honor, you guys. I'm just happy to see all your beautiful faces.
You getting virtually hugged right now, brother. Virtually hugged.
Virtually hugged. I'm hugging you guys back. I'm hugging you guys back. Yeah, I'm just happy right now. I hope everyone has a safe New Year's and you eat it and get as much as you can out of today. I don't know. I'm all. Inshallah, I hope to see you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother James, my brother. And may Allah bless you, brother. Man, the sky's the limit for that brother. He's a soldier. I'm thankful Allah that Allah helped me to bring brother. And he's a good brother, good soul, good spirit. We had dinner. My wife and I hosted him. And that's what we should do. We believers, we have to show the believers a love. So thank you, Brother James. The floor is open, y'all. Who's next? We want to hear from the floor.
Alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Michael Z. Muhammad.
All praises are due to Allah.
Yes,
Brother John, this has been absolutely wonderful. I'm in a battle with COVID myself. I'd like to thank Sister Valeria and Sister Dr. Shabazz. They have really been just terrific in treating myself and my wife. And I feel like I'm going to come up out of this thing. And
yes,
all praises are due to Allah.
That's right.
What I want to say is, and you've said it over and over again, we only have ourselves. In this hour, every year at the final call, we do a year in review. And every year in review that I've been doing for the past 10 or 15 years, absolutely nothing has changed. There has been absolutely no progress in any area that we're involved in this country. We are absolutely insane to continue to think that we can effectively integrate into this society. It's pure madness. The bottom line is all we have is ourselves. This teaching that we've gotten from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, from Master Farad Muhammad, from Minister Louis Farrakhan, it is so right and exact. The only thing holding us back at this point is us. At this point in time, we've got to dig in deep. We've got to develop love for each other. We've got to develop trust for each other. And we've got to go into business with each other. And we have got to be we've got to show our people an example. And that is going to be the only thing I believe that they're going to respond to is a sterling example from us on all levels in order to make this thing go. So believers, have a blessed new year. May Allah continue to bless us. Brother John, may Allah continue to bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Brother Mike Z. May Allah bless you, brother, to pull through. Pull through, my brother. You know, we're going to speak it into existence. Pull through, my brother. You will be well. You will be well. Thank you, brother Sabir. We got Brother Sabir. What a night, brother. We made it.
This was absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. But I expected nothing less than that. This is beautiful. I'm watching it on Facebook as well. I love just the interaction that everyone is having. Please, I know there's more people out there that got something to say.
That's Sister Marva. Come on, Sister Marva. Where you at, Queen? You and your husband. Where y'all at? Up in Hackensack, Teaneck, near the George Washington Bridge.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam.
And to the whole family. God may Allah grant us peace for the new year in 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is your husband on with you?
No, he's he's the early bird. He goes to bed real early, so you get up in the morning.
Allahu Akbar. Thank you, sister, for your husband, and y'all fight, stay alive, stay together. We thank Allah for you. And that's a beautiful. Is that a picture of you and your mom?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My daughter's here, Hanan. Say assalamu alaikum, Hanan.
Yes,
assalamu alaikum.
Sister Alnisa was on too, since we got to give her the greetings from you. I saw the text from your mom.
Yeah.
Praise be to Allah. So thank you, Sister Marva, again, sister. Stay strong. Sister Jarita, yes, Sister Jarita is giving a shout out from the southern region. She's on with us. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Jarita Muhammad from the southern region. We thank Allah for you. And Sister Tara from the, I guess that's the southern region again in North Carolina. Who's on, my brother?
We have Brother Willie. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sister Tara.
Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. Assalamu alaikum, sis.
Walaikum salam.
Happy New Year. Any words for us? Any encouraging words, New Year resolutions?
This has been a wonderful program. I'm almost speechless. I'm in deep thought. Just very reflective over the year and the upcoming year. And I'm just really grateful to be a part of this program. It's been very inspirational and really good for me to be a part of. Thank you for having me.
Praise due to Allah. I met Sister Tara. We are both investing in cryptocurrency. For y'all that don't know, Student Minister Abdul Malik Saeed has got his own cryptocurrency called the Peace Coin.
Peace Coin.
Yep. We got involved early, y'all, and if it blow up, we're going to be millionaires.
That's right.
It ain't the multi-level marketing, it's crypto. And we're going to get that money.
I got mine.
That's right. Precious metals too, brother.
Precious metals, all praise.
Brother Willie.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Jarita. I just wanted to say thank you all. Thanks, Sister Lorraine Muhammad, for making sure I was in on the Zoom. From Wilmington, Delaware, which is my whole family on my dad's side is born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware. So every year when I come to town, I hit the Delaware Valley region and visit. And Brother Sabir, the secretary, always emails me information and knowledge. And this was beautiful tonight. And it was such, just the revelations, the reflections, the word from Student Minister Rodney, Robert. This was great. I mean, it was wonderful. It's just a great thing to go into 2022, knowing where you at, knowing your foundation, and moving out from there. Thank you all for this beautiful program.
Thank you, my beloved sister. Happy New Year to you.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother John. This is Sister Tabitha.
Alaikum salam, Sister Tabitha.
The Nation of Islam has taught me this year to be very, very obedient. I learned that self-love was most important because I didn't know how to love myself. So I learned that through this pandemic and learning my teachings, and I survived COVID. So I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of my brothers and sisters in the nation. And for 2022, I'm gonna get closer to Allah.
Come on.
All praise is due to Allah, Sister Tabitha. Thank you. She's a new believer as well. Thank you so much. I just got a text, Brother Sabir. Sister Margaret is saying that she's on mute. She can't come off. She wants to say something, I guess.
Oh.
Thank you, Sister Tabitha. Stay strong, Black woman. By that COVID, Queen. We got
Happy
hands
New
up.
Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. We have hands up. Sister Willie. I see a hand, Brother Willie, and Sister Shamira, and an iPhone from Sister Barbara.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. The floor is yours.
Oh, is the sister, Brother William, Sister Shamira, or myself, Brother John?
You can go ahead, Sister Captain.
No, if you were on first, you go ahead. And I'll
Yes,
come
ma'am.
behind you.
I love
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Muslims.
Thank you.
I love us.
I just wanted to say what Islam has done for me so far. It's been awesome journey, and I look forward to what else Allah has in store for me. It's given me so much more confidence in myself and the abilities that I have. There's things that I was afraid to do, and just with the teachings and you know the all the books and information and the sisters, the sisterhood, they've been so helpful. Whenever I have questions, I call Sister Captain. I call Sister Captain early in the morning sometimes with the question. Not a lot, but I do sometimes. It's just been amazing just to see the things that I am really capable of. The self-development has been awesome. I'm learning with my daughters how to do new things. Sister Melody is actually helping teach one of my daughters the whole farming and farm to table business thing. It's been a lot of things that I've learned how to do. You mentioned, Brother John, I made the flyer. I didn't know I knew how to do flyers until I joined the Nation of Islam, and I had to start kind of figuring out how to do new things. And it's things that I, kind of enjoyed doing, but I didn't know I could take it to the point where I've taken them so far. I've learned how to make bread from scratch. It's a whole lot of things that I didn't know how to do. I'm looking forward to learning the whole sewing thing now. I think I can do it. I'm gonna figure it out. But I'm looking forward to what else Allah has for me.
Wow. Thank you, sister, for that testimony. Thank you and your beloved husband. Thank you. That was a mean fly. I was calling you every other second, to try to fine tune it, but we made it work.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Who's next, Brother Sabir?
I believe it's Sister Barbara.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Salam.
I tell you, this has been a joyful and rewarding night for my life in Islam. Allah bless me now to see 70 years, 71 more in 2 months, if it pleases Allah, and to see all of the generations of believers that I have had the opportunity to work with and be with and soldier with and dine with and just do all kinds of things. I thank Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I remember the day so vividly that they announced that he had died. And I was reading the book of Daniel, chapter 7, which is a book of prophecy. And I went outside from where I worked and I saw a brother named Owen, who has now since been transitioned back to Allah. And I said, Brother Owen, they just announced the Honorable Elijah Muhammad died. He said, sister, never believe it.
Never believe.
So I never believed that because of what I knew from prophecy, by the help of Allah, and what that brother said to me, who I earnestly could respect and take him at his word, because he had been nothing but a diligent follower. Those times, as we are in a very dark, dark hour, those hours, believe it, they were very dark. Brother Michael Z, he could testify of that. I've known Brother Michael Z ever since we got started on the rebirth down on Grays Ferry Avenue in Philadelphia. And I thank Allah for my work with the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. I saw Minister Farrakhan when he started. I was with Brother Abdul Kareem, who was Brother Linward Cathcart, ex-Cathcart. We were state office building New York City when we got started. And there was only maybe about 10 followers at that time. And people were going, you know, Brother Harold, may Allah be pleased with him as well. He wrote me from Far Rockaway, New York. And, you know, just the history of all we have come through and all we can get through. We can get through this, believers, because Allah's word is always true. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is so emphatic about our God and Savior, Master Farrakhan Muhammad. And we should take that and learn from that and strengthen ourselves from that. And I was sharing with the study group that recently I watched a interview that the Honorable Minister Farrakhan did with Don Lemon from CNN. And it was one of the greatest interviews in terms of a man that did not mind exposing even some of his most vulnerable states to another man who is really homosexual. And that never was in the atmosphere, the life of Don and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan's respect for the interview. And that interview, for any of us that think we're in a trial, any of us that think that, oh, woe is me, or whatever, what the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, with the God blessed him to get through, miraculous, right here in our midst. We thank Allah and thank Allah, not only for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but for you all, the believers. I see you, Brother Lamont. Thank you for taking good care of my son, Brother Chris.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Brother John, for all that you do to keep the stimulus and excitement. I saw my son today. He sends you all his love and greetings.
Wow.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you so much, beloved Sister Catherine. Brother Sabir, you got the floor, sir. Who's next?
My bad. I didn't hear it. What happened?
Who's next? Sister Lorraine? Sister Lorraine, come on mute, my beloved Sister Lorraine.
Brother Lamont first, Brother John, and then Sister Lorraine.
Oh, Brother Corey, I'm gonna take the queen first, if you don't mind, sir.
Ain't no doubt.
Brother Lamont.
Ain't no doubt. She can go first.
Sister Lorraine, go ahead, sir, my ma'am. Lorraine be moving and grooving.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. And Allah bless us with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who now is among us as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's our comforter. I greet my brothers and sisters and the nation's greetings of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I just want to say that this platform has been very, very emotional to me. And I think a lot that we have technology as itself. I don't know if anybody could remember, but this is really, really close to me. I came in the nation in 1970. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, there was a word, I don't know if anybody remember, they said one day the devil will make a contraption. That was the words he used. You can look it up. That we will be able to see each other and we will be able to speak to each other without being among each other. So that's what we're doing right now. It didn't fathom me that we would have Zoom or we could see each other in a time as this. But what made the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say, he said a contraption. We will be able to look and see each other in a contraption. I couldn't fathom that back then. But thank Allah that we can. But that's what this brought to me. I thank Allah because I'm going through something emotional right now. My beloved sister, may Allah be pleased with her, she was ready to come home and she returned to Allah December the 26th at 3:45. And I got the call and it said that your sister has is deceased, and I called the hospital. I didn't believe it. Then my niece called me, but I remember the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that how do we handle trials? How do we handle when you have a lost one? So I turned to the Quran. I nursed the Quran. It says when you are in difficulties, Muslims should act in a time of difficulties and stress, should nurse the Quran. And I never thought that, that these things would capture to me. So this is my testimony, what Allah has done to me. The words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is really coming into me. It's like my mind is saying, wow, I heard it 40 years ago, but who was to say that I was going to actually go through it?
Wow.
You could hear something, you hear things. Being in Islam for that time, I got my ex at 17 in 1970, and we heard these words, but who's to say that we will be walking into it? And how we would deal with it. And all those who passed before, may Allah be pleased with them. And those who had perished, and they called them ministers when the COVID came. And the most thing that hurted me, and I couldn't deal with it, and I didn't know why, was when Minister Abdul Hafiz, he was my rock. So this platform is very, very, thank Brother John and all those who spoke ahead and who brought this together. This is giving me a healing process. I'm healing right now. I can't see myself. It says wondering and wallowing and crying and going through all emotional. I have to stand strong with my family. I want to thank everyone who sent me texts and condolence for my family. All the believers who said kind words or whatever, but I thank Allah for all the believers, and let us start, united. We all gonna go. We haven't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning.
Thank you, my beloved Sister
beginning.
Lorraine.
Thank
my
you.
condolences. I didn't know the loss of your sister. But
Yes, I
definitely my
put it out there. I
condolences.
had put it out there for the people to put on to let the believers know. That's something I did do. Thank you, Sister Melanie, Sister Barbara, Minister Robert. They were on the phone with me when I was going through my struggles. But this Brother John, this had made me stronger. All that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad put into us. It was like when you see the Matrix and he said, okay, you're going to take the pill, you're going to take the new Matrix. And it was in his DNA. So I thank Allah that I was among the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So all that is coming, it's like, wow, okay, my DNA is jumping out. Like, hey, didn't you hear that before? Don't be surprised. You can handle that.
That's right. Well, if this program helped you, sister, with a healing, then our work is not in vain. We did our job for tonight.
Thank you so much. And
thank you for what you continue to do, Queen, in the community.
Love you,
thank
Sister
you
Lorraine.
too. I love y'all too. I love your happy peace. What is it? Happy peace.
God be with you in the new year.
In the new year. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, family.
For the student minister, Lamont, you're up, sir.
Yeah, beloved believers, man, I just wanted to share a testimony, and I just wanted to bear witness to what Sister Barbara was saying. We in a time when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to us that when they say that I'm dead, don't believe them. And I always ask myself, who is the they? Because we don't listen to CNN, we don't listen to ABC News. There's nothing that they could share with us. But we're in that hour. And I just want to testify of the revelation of what Allah revealed to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in How to Eat to Live. You see Brother Lamont on the screen today. 6 months ago, Brother Lamont was hospitalized with 1,040 blood sugar, dealing with pneumonia, dealing with failing kidneys. And Allah saw fit to nurse me back to health. I was at death's door, brothers and sisters, and I didn't know how bad I was. I was around here chasing this bag like we all do sometime, and traveling from Philadelphia to Newark, New Jersey, working a second job, eating things that I shouldn't have been eating, and gained. I was at about 255. Those that know me know that I've been blessed to play college football and college basketball. And all my years of playing sports, I never was 255 pounds. But I thank Allah for how to eat to live. And I thank Allah for having a believing wife, because I was in such bad condition that my wife, when she came home and she saw that I wasn't responding, she immediately called the ambulance. And I remember the ambulance. I'm trying to share with you the condition your brother was in, that I remember walking down the stairs, but I don't remember getting in the ambulance. And as I came through, I spent 7 days in ICU. They had me on dialysis, where I was on dialysis 3 hours a day. I was battling pneumonia. But even though at one time when I was in ICU, the nurse thought I was like unconscious, and I was real daisy. They had me on a lot of medication. But listen to the nurse. My sister was in there, and the nurse said, I wonder if he's had his COVID-19 vaccination. I wasn't that unconscious that I heard her. My sister said, did you hear that? So I told my sister, I said, sis, you know my sentiments. Don't play with me. We'll be in this hospital rumbling if they try to stick me with a COVID-19 vaccine. So after getting out of ICU, they would take so much blood from me. But my inspiration to fight through what I was going through was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, knowing that he went through a pelvic exoneration where they removed all of his insides, and he was on the hospital bed for 12 hours. So Brother Lamont would wake up every morning and say a dua to myself. I would be up at 5 and 6 in the morning when they came to draw blood. And I would say to myself, Brother Lamont, you are God. You made in the image and likeness of God. We gonna fight through this. And my mother was in the hospital with me, and she would get mad because I wouldn't take the pills. They would come in, they were trying to give me 8 pills a day to take. And as I began to get stronger and stronger, I built the relationship with the nurses. They would come and say, Mr. Muhammad, we're gonna sit your pills on your car. I say, yes, ma'am, thank you. And as soon as they would leave, I would flush them damn pills down the toilet. And my mom would say, why are you not taking the medicine? I said, Mom, you don't understand. I'm preparing myself for when I get out of here, that I know Allah going to restore me when I get back home into another environment. I say that to say this, believers, that Allah has power. Master Fard, not no mystery Allah, Master Fard Muhammad can deliver us from anything that we're going through. I'm going to say it again. The God of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the God that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has represented to us is a real God that has control of every atom in the universe. And if he sees fit to deliver you, you'll be sitting here just like I'm sitting here tonight, 6 months later. Well, I don't have no kidney issues. The doctor called me in closing. And she said, Mr. About a month or 2 after that, I came home, began my fasting, eating every other day, eating between 4 and 6, drinking a lot of water. And her words to me was, Mr. Muhammad, I got some good news for you. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, your blood work came in. And she said, your blood work is so magnificent. It looks as though that you never had diabetes. All praise is due to Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, and his exalted Christ, the Mahdi, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Jesus in our midst. He can deliver us, believer. See, he has power over everything in the universe.
Man, what a testimony, brother. Thank you, Brother Lamont. Thank you. Many people don't know how deep it was for you, brother, but
yes, sir.
Allah brought you through. We thank Allah for you. Family, hey, look, I'll stay on here till 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't play with me. I'm not the one to be played with. I'll go all night. So try me. We will be until 5 in the morning for class of prayer. Y'all act up. Y'all think it's a joke. Brother Nas, you got your hand up? Who next, family? Come on. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, Brother Nas got his hand up. Brother Gregory spoke. He says he wants to say something too.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, brother Nas.
Okay, yes, sir. Basically, I just wanted to kind of redeem myself from earlier. I prayed for Master Farrakhan to place something on my heart to say for the believers. After listening to all y'all, y'all kind of motivated me to you know, strive to be better. And going into the new year, I want to continue to strive and do better and be better. And I want to start now, not going to wait months later. But basically 2021 was a big year for me on my new journey coming home to the Nation of Islam, helping me break generational curses. I want to
sir.
I'm sorry. You know, I asked Master Farrakhan, you know, to place something in my heart to help deliver me from cowardice, anxiety, grief, and negligence. Because that's not in our nature. And like I said, I wanted today to be the first day I work towards that goal and continue to study the words of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to continue to help Minister Louis Farrakhan saving our people and bringing them back home just like myself. These teachings are powerful and they can help change all of us to better than we were before. The Savior Tour as an FOI, it's our mission and duty to save our people. But I look at it deeper than that. I look at it out of love, you know, as I want better for our people. Like I want it better for myself. And it would be selfish of me to not return the favor. And I basically just wanted to read something from the meaning of FOI that the minister said. He said that, you know, that we are savages, so we got to be patient with our people. But brothers, we got to study, and that's the key component. And the more we study the words, the teaching, the very spiritual roots of his word, and the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you grow into the mind of a savior. And when people see you coming, they act as though a savior has come into their midst. So this year, I'm gonna continue to study. Make prayer is will have to be a must. You know, keep praying to Master Farrakhan, asking him to you know, deliver us from anxiety and grief and niggardly and cowardice. And but that's all I have to say. Assalamu alaikum.
You said a
Alaikum
lot.
salam, brother Nas. That was beautiful, brother. May
Thanks,
Allah
sir.
bless you, man. Conquer that anxiety, brother. And
Yes, sir.
Growing, you be in the ministry sooner or later.
Yes, sir.
Please be to Allah. Brother Sabir's next. Was it brother?
It was brother Gregory. He texted
Gregory?
me, but I don't see him. I don't see him on here.
Did I see Sister Priscilla? Sister Priscilla?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Sister, where you calling from?
I'm from Harrisburg, Muhammad Mosque, number 94. Well, it's a study group, but Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Harrisburg. Talk to us out there in the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay, well, I'm just grateful for the teachings. I got my ex June 2nd, 2018.
Okay.
I can bear witness to 1 meal a day, how it's helped me mentally, physically, emotionally.
Come on.
Right? Okay.
I'm kind of shy. I'm not that shy, but I didn't really want to say anything other than I'm just grateful for the teachings, and I'm grateful for the nation. I'm grateful for the fellowship, the brothers and sisters. And I'm just going to continue to press forward. And I really enjoyed it. This is my first time being a part of this for, you know, this on the 31st. And so I'm just grateful and just wishing everybody a prosperous life.
Thank you, Sister Priscilla. Welcome, welcome, Queen, and keep growing. Stay in your class, you know, and may Allah bless you, Queen, to be the great woman that you are, not just for Islam, but for our people and humanity, Queen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Give the believers the greeting for us in Harrisburg.
Will do. Assalamu alaikum, family.
All right, the floor is open, family, as we get ready to wind this down. Anyone else? All right, Brother Sabir. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's Brother Corey. If I may,
Yes,
we're
sir.
talking about what Islam has done for us. And I just want to say, I thank Allah for the believers. Hearing everybody's testimony tonight, looking at, the trials that many people have gone through, I don't see the trials that the believers go through as something necessarily of a chastisement purpose. You look at the minister and seeing how Allah, tried the minister. He ain't trying because he was chastising him.
Right.
But looking at the trials of the believers, and seeing how Allah brings the believers through, it grows us from being a believer to a knower. Hearing the powerful testimony of Brother Lamont and hearing the emphaticness in his voice, and hearing the Supreme talk about his trials, when you know what Master Fard Muhammad has brought you through, then you're no longer a believer anymore. You are a knower, and you begin to reflect that, and you begin to exude that, and it becomes comforting to those around you and those that you come in contact with. So believers, as we going through this new year, the Quran says, give good news to those who are patient and steadfast under trial. So, just because, we are tried, don't think it's just because of a chastisement. Maybe it's because Allah is using you to be a bearer witness of his mighty, mighty, mighty power. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Salam, Brother Corey. Thank you for that. My brother here, I guess this is Maurice. He says, Assalamu alaikum. I am inspired by the presence and energy of the new believers. It makes me to know that our nation is safe. 2, I want to encourage us as believers to reach out to a believer a day. Check on one another. 3, we are all we have. 4, some are suffering in silence. Seek out some form of valid therapy, Dianetics, or another therapeutic environment, as we are encouraged by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Walk as if we have already won. Remember that Allah came in person. That's beautiful from Maurice Prop Management. I thought that was great to read. All praises due to Allah. And again, thank you, Brother Corey, and may Allah bless you to continue. All of us who are battling with this COVID, family, it's a virus, it's a pestilence from heaven. It ain't going nowhere. So if your body's healthy and you get it, you'll survive. So may Allah bless us. All right. As we wind down, it's 1 o'clock. We got another 4 hours if you're about that life.
This is real quick.
No, I'm just teasing. Tomorrow, reminders for the new year, January, tomorrow morning, 7:30, the FOI. We have our FOI class tomorrow morning. Check your Zoom link, 7:30 FOI. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m., our Grand Master Abdul Aziz bringing in a little martial arts seminar at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Course Mosque meeting number 12 on Sunday will be 3439 North 17th Street, 17th and Tioga at 11 a.m. Of course, Wednesday night we have our Believers meeting, 8:30 Eastern Time. Thank you for those reminders, Brother Sabir, as we get ready to close out. And again, keeping our brother Christopher Muhammad, Mosque number 12, in prayer as our brother recovers, and all those that we have not mentioned. Let's keep them in prayer. And again, brothers and sisters, let's do all we can this year. The minister said we only got one life. And on this side of Calvary, fight like heaven and hell to keep it.
Hey, Brother John.
Yes, sir.
Sister Priscilla, and thank you, Queen, for the reminder. She posted just a quick note. She said Paximune.
Yes.
All right. So for those of you who may not be familiar, I'm hoping I've done enough, but I may not have. I am attempting to be the broker of Paximune for the Delaware Valley in bulk sales. Of course, we have Sister Melody, who has been staunch in her effort to have stock available for anyone who may need it. Oh wait, somebody else, Brother Maurice. Paximune available cases and bottles. Okay, so we got someone else.
My Paximune right here, beloved.
We got another brother here. Brother Maurice, you may want to put in the chat how much you charge for yours. And we see your contact information. So if you're paying attention to the chat and you're in need of it immediately, we have both Brother Maurice I'm familiar with and Sister Melody I'm familiar with. But I too also order it. It's ordered for your personal purpose. I don't keep a stock of it. So if you need it, I order it. My rate is $56 a bottle. If you are interested in that, just reach out to me and I can put your order in. But definitely reach out to Sister Melody if you are in immediate need. Brother Maurice, his contact info if you are in immediate need of Paximune.
Love, thank you, sir. And it's funny, Brother Sabir, because as I was battling COVID last week, I'm laid up, and Student Minister Robert called me. He was like, Brother John, you all right? I said, yeah, Brother Minister, I'm taking my little regimen. But I forgot I even had Paximune. And he was like, yeah, Brother John, I was like, wait a minute. I just forgot. Man, got a whole thing of Paximune in the cabinet. You know me, Brother Lamont, I grabbed that thing, went to squirting, brother. It's what it is. I forgot we had it, but because I bought it to save it for a rainy day. But some people use it every day now. The Minister Lawrence in Newark, he said, Brother John, I do 2 shots in the morning, 2 at night. 70 years old, brother, by the grace of Allah, he's been standing strong. Brother Maurice, his is $65 a bottle, $600 a case. Do hers every day. All praise due to Allah. All right, for any other testimonies before we close out, family, it is 12:58. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for another epic year. We pray Allah's peace on all of us. We want to thank all the presenters, all those who bore witness. This is a recorded program. You will be able to view it, Brother Sabir. You can go back and view it online, on Facebook, on YouTube. How does it work, sir?
Yeah, it's going to be on Facebook. Now, I will go back and post it on YouTube. You'll all get a link, so you'll be able to see it at your own leisure and enjoy it. In fact, you'll even get a link of last year so that we can just compare the 2 years, and we'll keep this going forever.
And as I said earlier, family, it was the student minister Robert last year, regional minister this year. I'm Brother Sabir, we going for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan next year, brother. If Allah bless us, or Ishmael, we going up.
Come on.
Bring us in the new year. Make this thing the whole Eastern region be on, family. Hey, we family. We ain't doing nothing else anyway. Not doing nothing else. So thank you, Brother Sabir. I see a hand. Sister Renee, is that a hand? Your hand up? Or
yes, it is, sir. I just wanted to add to the different treatments for COVID. We're blessed in the MGT class every week to review a publication by our National MGT office entitled Reference Guide, Information and Treatment Options for COVID-19 Disease. And currently it's, just for registered MGT now, but eventually, inshallah, Assistant National Captain hopes to publish the full book and release it. But every week we're able to go deep into each of these therapies that are approved for the treatment of COVID-19. And I just wanted to mention that we have a sister in the Eastern region, a nurse practitioner named Sister Rashan, who is able to prescribe ivermectin. So if anyone is interested in getting the ivermectin, which is also another proven effective treatment for COVID-19, she doesn't mind, I can put her number in the chat, and she's more than willing. She has a telehealth type of setup where you go to pushhealth.com
and can set up something with her. But I'll put her number in the chat. And if anyone wants to reach out to her for a prescription for ivermectin, please do so. And that's it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. And Sister Valeria prescribed mine immediately last week. My wife and
praise be to Allah. Okay, praise be to Allah. So since you have a nurse practitioner that also prescribes it, that is wonderful.
I think you got to be her patient, though, babe. But don't help. Put it in the chat, Queen. The more the merrier. We're a nation.
Beloved brother and sister, what's the price on the ivermectin? When you, what is the price?
$70.
Mine was 70. Yep, $72.
$70. Okay.
There's a doctor. Forgive me for his name failing me.
Dr. Burton. I think is one in Philly. I think Dr. Burton is the one. I think.
Vala Kenwood.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
He has. You don't even need a prescription.
Wow.
You can buy it right off the shelf. In fact, no, forgive me.
Right.
You have to call him first, and he'll ask you if you're vaccinated or not. Of course, we're not. So he will say, call me when you get to the door. I'll bring it down. You pay in advance. Call me when you get to the door. He'll bring it down to you.
Now that $70 supply, how long would that supply last you of that ivermectin?
I chime in for a second.
Yes, Sister Valeria.
How are you?
I told you we're going to 5 o'clock. I know Muslims. I know us. Yes,
Brother, you want to be careful because Dr. Burton is not prescribing the ivermectin the way Dr. Shabazz and our protocols. It's weight-based. So it the way he is prescribing it, I mean, everyone has the choice to do what they would like to do.
Yes, ma'am.
In the light of the way the Delta virus, excuse me, this is my grandbaby.
That's
In the way the Delta variant is spreading and different things, we have a certain formula to prescribe it. So if you're not getting the weight-based, from my knowledge, Dr. Burton is only he's giving everyone the same dose.
This is true. This is
so
true.
That is not what we're doing. So we're not doing the same. Dr. Burton is not doing the same thing as Dr. Shabazz and I, and that's in light of how sick and comorbidities believers have. Everything has to be accounted for because there's more than ivermectin that you need to fight COVID. It's a whole regimen.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Queen. Thank you very much. And it's good to know, again, believers, as Valeria said, it's about choices, but, they do things a little different, based on your weight. That's good to know. It's good to know. We are fighting for Islam, y'all, and we will surely win.
That's right.
Okay. Any final thoughts, Brother Sabir? Anything, sir, as we get ready to close out?
No, sir. My cup runneth over right now. I'm full.
We've been thoroughly fed. I want to thank everyone again. Again, I had forgot about doing it this year. I was reminded that we should do it. It wasn't in my mind to do it again because last year we did it because of the time. But if it is Allah's will and He bless us, it got better this year, I believe, Brother Sabir. I thank Allah for those who participated because they all added and shared. And I just thank all of you who did not share but just came on. Spread the word, go back to your believing family. And next year, let's make it bigger. All right?
That's right.
So we thank Allah for all of you. I did open up in prayer, so if you will allow me, brothers and sisters, I will close out in prayer. And we will end this second annual bringing in the new year with the believers. May Allah bless all of you in the new year. Let us pray. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise to Allah, the Lord of the world. Beneficent, the most merciful and master of the day of requital. Thee alone do we serve, and thine aid do we seek. Guide us along the straight path. Path of those of whom thou hast bestowed favors, and not the path of those of whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor of those who go astray. O Allah, we beseech your help and ask for your mercy, for we believe in you and trust in you for all that we need. We are helpers in your cause with your apostle. Please grant to us success. Ameen.
Ameen. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Alaikum salam. Great program.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.